Looks like some kind of garage sale.
As far as I know.
Yeah. Look for one with 2 views.
Yeah. He doesn't have like that.
Yeah. I need one of
Really?
that. Yeah.
What would you use for?
Mess around with old watches and stuff. Sometimes you need more than regular eyes, you know.
Yeah.
Old pocket watches and old wind-up wrist watches.
Tiny.
Oh yeah, some of that stuff.
It's amazing to me how they like even forge that stuff.
Oh yeah, you know, back when they made old pocket watches, those guys, some of them couldn't read and write. They were geniuses.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like just the mechanics of it. I don't even really understand like how a little code.
Take a check.
I'll give you $17.95
for the mini TV. We'll take a check for $17,000.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, beer. It's not just for breakfast anymore.
I'm ready to go. I'm not ready.
Ladies and
Christmaster. I went for the bronze crucifix.
Oh, these are wonderful. The signs themselves are worth it. I'm glad you like it. Ah, they're hilarious.
Take $5. $5,000. $5,000. Yeah. Sí, 3,000. Ya le doy 5. Sí, está loco. Estás atrapado. Eso es una.
Yeah. I can tell. I mean, you know. I would think
I've been waiting all morning for this. The appearance of the black firebird. This is a rare sight indeed. The black firebird. And there it goes.
Not interested.
The black firebird.
I don't want $500. Come on. I haven't done anything with myself this morning. Stop it. And can you play dominoes without all the dominoes? He doesn't really want to sell the stuff, does he? He wants to play with this. He likes when you get creative stuff. Well, I gotta go home. Come on, I need this stuff. You're not really selling it, are you? No. All right, I'm just taking it and giving you money. That's it. That's all I can do. I'm gonna have to price it myself. How about $5 for all this?
It's Price Master's deal.
Well, I'm gonna leave and take it.
That's theft. If you can't make a deal, then you need to put it back where you found it.
Sell, but it's whatever price you.
Well, I'm for 500.
That what he said?
Yeah. So.
Then that's the price.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Please be careful.
What the fuck? Why am I small? This isn't right. What the? This isn't right at all. I'm far too. Oh, it's on this thing. Okay. I got it. I figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 54th edition of the Comicsgate Commandos! We're having a great time. It's been a great week. Well, I mean, for some people, it's been a great week. For some people, it's been not a great week at all. We'll talk about it all tonight. We can talk about it all. But first, let me bring on my co-host for this evening. Can you guys even hear me? Am I muted? I can't hear myself. What the fuck? Let me bring on my co-hosts. It's Carvin Hart.
Hail, General Q. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Why can I not hear me?
Yes, you're good. Off to an excellent start there, asking why you're small. I'm sorry to hear that.
Fuck. Damn it. I walk into, I'm not even trying, and I walk into this shit. Oh,
Hail to the chats.
God.
Welcome back.
Oh, well, this is really quite irksome that I can't hear myself. I don't know what to do with that. So I'm going to bring on my other co-hosts here for this evening. All of my other co-hosts, which is Lieutenant Frederick Guman. What's up, Frederick?
Hey, I'm back at the drawing board behind enemy lines in this economic war running a multi-dollar comic book business.
Yeah,
How you
very
doing?
nice indeed. Is that Lilandra there? It is Lilandra, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is page 2 of John Burns. Was his birthday yesterday. Other take on the Phoenix Saga. So I did page 1. I think you saw that already.
Yes, we did.
And this is page 2. So I'm doing a little bit of lettering on this. It's an archaic technique, lettering on board, but yeah, trying to do that a little bit.
Very nice indeed. I've got something to show the folks, the people at home, in a little bit here.
Is
But
that a fact?
that it is a fact, actually. But let me bring on another co-host. Look at this. We've got, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Embry. Richard Ombre. What's up, Richard?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, man?
I'm
Hey,
doing
Richard,
well.
how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. It's a Wednesday. It's the middle of the week, and it's just good, man. I got all the files back for the finalized files for Blood and Sword 2, and I'm gonna send it to my graphic guy to get it all the specs ready for pre-press. And then I print one just to look at it.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no double pages and whatnot. And it's good to have in the hand. I feel that's really, it gets a lot more sales. It's like, hey, I haven't printed the big bundle yet. So here, look, it exists. It's physically here. You can see it. And then, I felt that got a lot of people excited last time. So, and it's just good to have in the hand and make sure, okay, everything, it reads right. Because I read it digitally and I like it. It's great. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to read it in the hands and see where it's going. So
Just out of when you have it in your hands, does it feel like smaller than you thought it would, or like?
actually bigger. 'Cause I
Oh,
think like when I'm looking at on the screen, it's like a certain size, but when it's like in your hands and you're looking at it, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, the lettering's like good size, and yeah, okay, we're good to go. We're good to go.
That's good. That's excellent.
So it was cool because my letterer, Carlos, he actually lettered the Graham Nolan comic. Damn, now I just forgot it. The Shanu,
Oh,
So
really? That's cool.
Shanu, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, hey man, can I get some comps so I can sell it at the Comic-Con? So I'm like, what? You gonna give me free promotion and talk about it? And, oh fuck yeah, you can. Hell yeah. So I'm excited about it.
Very nice. Well, it's good to have you, man. Glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
I'm gonna do some things here in a second here. I'm sorry, folks. This is driving me crazy that I can't hear myself through my headset. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just get into it because he'll start talking and then I can fuck around with my shit. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for this evening, it is Riley, aka Young Clippa. What's up, brother?
Hello. I can hear you just fine.
Good. You are very, very quiet right now, at least to me.
That's good. Good. Mint, fix it. Turn it up. Make it louder. I want them to hear me. all the way to 11. Spinal Tap 2 turned it to 22 for Spinal Tap 2, the Disney Gay version. Disney Gay Spinal Tap, turn it up even higher than 11.
Perfect.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's always a lot bigger in your hand than on the screen, I've found, too.
Well, welcome. There's actually a clip that was just dropped today. Wait,
Does this sound good? She's trying to leave. Is this good?
now.
She's not allowed to leave. She needs to stay there at
Actually,
your whim.
she has some errand that she's doing. That's the only reason I'm allowed to be on here at all. Then she's gonna come kick me out of my room so she can steal the setup to stream somewhere else. So thanks for having me on for however long she allows me to be here.
No problem at all. Thank you for being here. There was a spicy clip dropped recently by our good friend or enemy, depends on how you look at it, JJ Trujillo, about you, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I love that guy, so I'm sure it's going to be a great clip.
Well, get ready to change your opinion.
About JJ? No, he's my favorite little Amish dude. I like it because he can be racist because he doesn't come from normal society. Like, he can just say racist things. He feels no shame. He doesn't have any black friends, and he's not pretending to either. That's nice.
It's really a weight off your shoulders when you have no black friends and you don't need to pretend like you like them. You know what I mean?
Bro, imagine being Amish. Like, he has no like bad Facebook or Snapchat or Twitter history either. JJ's the Amish one, right? Am I?
Well, he says he's Amish for sure.
Okay. Well, he was Amish, right? Now he's on the internet. So
an Amish person wouldn't lie about that, Patrick.
Yeah, exactly, Patrick.
That's what the Amish would say.
I haven't seen the video you're talking about, but I'm excited then, I guess. I've seen his other stuff.
I actually have to berate you for a second because I explicitly told you when I asked you on this show that you were not allowed to wear the beanie sunglasses combo. I was going to wear it this evening, and you wrecked it.
What else was I going to wear, Patrick?
Pop one of those balloons and wrap it around your head like a do-rag.
No, I don't own other clothes. I hung up my jersey, my tank top here, and that's the last of my clothing items. I just have this and that. So it was this or shirtless.
Oh. Well, I guess we luck
Nobody
out?
wants that.
Let me do this. Before we get into the video that I wanted to play, Carbon, I'm going to let you ask your question because I do want to hear the answer to this.
How do you know I had a question?
Well, because you always ask the best question to the guests, the starter question.
Well, the first thing on my mind was, Riley, were you able to wear the cape when you went into the prison?
No, they took the cape off before they even cuffed me and perp walked me, but I got to wear the sunglasses like all the way in there until we got to the very last part where they're like, you gotta take them off now. It's like,
You told them about the pink guy, and so they allowed you to keep on this.
It's not pink eye. It's really bright in jail, so I'm squinting in the picture. And then when I was hanging out with Ethan at Talladega, I had some pretty severe dry eye, and then so when your eyes dry out, your body like puts a bunch of what's the sleep actually called? You know, like the goo in your eyes, like it produces that when your eyes are dry. So the two individual eye things that are connected. My eyes are fine, you fucks. My eyes are totally normal. I just like sunglasses.
Is this part of the JJ video? Did you talk about Riley's eyes?
Yeah, is this about how I have pink eye or not? Because EVS said I have pink eye. It's a good conclusion. Like, I eat ass a lot, but it's not what's going on.
God.
It's a conclusion that I don't blame anyone for coming to. It's just not what happened.
I thought it should have been so amazing because when they get your clothes, they put in a little plastic bag for when they discharge you from jail, and then everyone else they discharge you like I would say a lot of people at a time, probably like 5 or 6, maybe up to like 15.
Yeah, there were 3 guys with me.
Yeah,
and they got discharged.
This little plastic thing, and he puts his cape back on, and the guys next to him are just looking at him, probably like.
I did throw the sunglasses on before I went outside because it's bright outside in Texas. So I walked out that bitch with the shades and everything.
Yeah. Were they tripping on you, the other inmates that
No.
were like Well, I mean, when you were released and you put the cape back on, and they're just like, "Oh shit!"
Well, Mint got to keep the cape. She didn't bring it to me when she picked me up.
Oh, okay.
The cops gave Mint the cape and like the stack of comic books.
Oh yeah, that's
I don't
right.
think they knew how to deal with those. They were like, this isn't evidence. These are not paraphernalia. This isn't a personal affect. What are these things? It's like, oh, costumery. So they gave them to the girl.
Did you tell everyone in there like, "Yo, this guy snitched on me, man. His name is."
Yeah, dude, we made fun of him the whole. Yeah. No, I held court. I got in there. I started talking. Hey, you guys want to know why I'm in here? And then it's just like, yeah, the whole weekend. You know, what else would I do?
Did you tell them the whole EJ story from start to finish?
Oh yeah, dude. People think it's fucking hilarious.
Dude, I want to see the scene where you're in jail telling the whole thing. Like they got to make a movie about that.
Everyone agreed with me. It was silly. The guards and the cops and stuff that I talked to throughout the process of that weekend, it's totally fucking unheard of for them. They've never heard of it. So
in some prisons, like I don't know, everywhere's different. Or jail, they check your paperwork to make sure you're not a pedo. You know. So I just like that's like when you come in there, you're like, wait, you're in here for being
no, dude.
On the internet. Like,
one of the guys in the same transport I was in the next day. So the night that I was arrested from the meetup, I was taken to the closest detention center, which is not the one that I was being charged through. So the next day I got to take a transport vehicle across the city of Dallas. And that was terrible. Like, it was really hot. They were really small. Like, oh man, I felt so fat in this little tiny hot box. I was like, I actually think it might be like abusive to put somebody larger than me in one of those. And I know they do it, but it's like,
and they do, yeah.
Holy shit, I can't fucking imagine. Like, even getting in and out of the cop car, you see in the body cam, I'm struggling to get back out of the car. Because, you got your hands behind your back, and I'm expected to dexterously hop 2 feet out of the car and land on, like, both feet like a fucking cat or a gymnast. I'm neither of which. And the whole time, every part of it is a little more performative than you think it would need to be. Like they pull up all my information in front of me, and then they have me give them all of my information. So I was being kind of a cunt. I'd be like, I don't even remember my address, bro. And he'd be like, it's not this one. And then he'd read it to me, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's it. And he'd be like, I thought you said you didn't know it. And it's like, well, you asked me it. Did you not have it? Like, so I'm like being kind of an asshole during the information process because I'm still like, I don't respect what's happening here. I think this is fucking silly. Which, whatever. There's no consequences for that, right? It's not even the place I'm being held. So I'm there overnight, and then they move me to the next place. I get into the next facility after this 40-minute drive across the place, and when we get out of the transport vehicle, and we're like perp walked in, I'm third in line of there's like 3 Mexican guys with me. So there's 2 of them in front of me, 1 behind me, and they're yelling Spanish back and forth at each other. We're all stuck in one like chain gang line, waiting to be processed at the new place. And the guy in front of me was there because he raped some kids and then flew to Guatemala and then flew back. Like, he came back because he thought he was done evading the kid raping.
Oh my god!
And that's when he got caught. So I'm sitting here like, I made fun of a guy on the internet, and 2 times in person, within his proximity, I also made fun of him. But like, the guy in front of me is just explaining like how he thought that he would be okay after a few months away from like, and I'm like, really? And then you find out that that's like a normal thing in jail in Dallas. Like, these are just people who are criminals, right?
Yeah, but this isn't GTA. Like, you don't lose a star after 30 minutes and go back to zero.
But it's like, nobody's cool. Nobody's like in there for cool crimes or anything. It's like, because homeless people, they just catch and release. So everybody in there is a pedophile, it feels like. You look around, you're like, you're a sex offender, you're a pedophile. Like, one of the guys was in there for jerking off, like, in public, and it's like, okay, so most of you are sex offenders, is that? Because like, otherwise it's not a big enough charge to keep you there, or it's too big of a charge and they move you forward fast. So county jail is pretty much the worst thing I could imagine. I'd rather go to prison than spend more time in county jail.
Was anybody like, you have a really pretty mouth, man?
No, it's like a wide open, you're all sitting in these chairs. Have you ever seen the show Atlanta? There's an episode where he's in county jail. It's just like that. It's exactly like that. You're all sitting in these chairs, and then people with personality disorders are screaming at each other and at the guards and throwing stuff. And one dude that I was in jail with kept getting up and going to the bathroom, and we didn't nobody thought it was weird at first. And then the guards changed shift, and then a guard comes over the first time he does it and goes, "Hey, you guys can't let him go in here because he's going in the corner and peeing." And then he comes back out of the bathroom without flushing it. And it's like, I guess nobody was paying attention very closely. So then they shut the bathroom down for 30 minutes.
I'd be pissed, man. They put you on a medical unit with
dude. It's like everyone there is a retard or a pedophile or a retarded pedophile.
That unit.
It is true. I was about to say that you learn in jail, even in overnight jail, you learn how many low IQ people are out there.
Yeah,
it's almost shocking. People. They're animalistic, dude. They're fucking animals in a cage, man.
But they
want to be
there. In other areas, in the criminal, you can hang around, dude. He might not know how to read, but he knows what laws to break. He knows how to manipulate, so he can rob someone and it's not adding a kidnapping to it. They know the law, like they call them legal beagles, where they know everything they can get out of it. They're
like, "No, officer, I only did these 3, not these 6 laws."
Well, I knew this guy.
I only worked 3 of them.
I knew this guy in this get down he would rob grocery stores, but he would come in there with a blank check, and he would say, "Hey, is the manager here? I have money. My check bounced. I want to settle up. So can we go to the office?" And so we go to the office, and the office is where the safe is. And then he's like, when he goes there, he just pulls out a gun, hit the safe. And I was like, "You did that there?" He's like, "Yeah, because if I move him more than 3 feet, it's kidnapping. But if I already have the office, I take out the gun, I open the safe, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "So I don't catch another charge when I do get caught." So.
Wow.
Yeah, but they know all these little logistics about fraud and stuff. So.
They're so smart for being dumb.
Dude, the best guy in there was a meth head who was clear. I ended up sitting next to him.
Was his name Edwin Boyette?
No, I wish I remembered his name. I forgot who Edwin was too for a second. What a forgettable fuck.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's not.
I didn't even get the joke for a second. Sorry, guys. I was
I'm
really trying to remember this guy's name and whether it was Edwin. No, it was a meth head who was in there for I think just beating his kids or something pretty normal compared to everybody else.
Right.
Something you've heard about before.
Child endangerment.
Yeah. No, one of the people that was in there, just seemed to be, a lot of them, it was a recurring cast, or a rotating rather cast of characters that you would imagine in jail. So when the guy who was pissing in the corner eventually gets taken up because they at 3 a.m. or something, I don't remember when it was because time gets weird in there. But at one point, they're like, "All right, everybody into the pods," because there's not enough staff out here to watch everybody. So there can't be 40 people sitting in the waiting room. I just was like, "Hey, I'm not tired. Can I just keep watching TV?" And I guess I'm just normal, so they just let me sit there. I spent the whole 24 hours that I was in that jail just sitting right there in front of the TV under one of the big fans so I could stay awake and not fall asleep and get raped or beaten up or some shit, whatever happens.
Dang.
So... But
that's probably the scariest part of all of it. I mean, did you sleep at all during that entire ordeal?
No, I was awake all weekend.
Dang.
You don't want to go to sleep, probably.
No. That's
crazy. Just for practical reasons. They let you have one piece of paper with phone numbers written on it too, and there's a phone that I had access to, so I had that piece of paper. And I had that folded up, and I'm holding it in my hand, and I'm holding it in my hand, so it's starting to sweat, and then the pencil ink is starting to smear. And they're like, "No, you can't rewrite it, and you can't have another piece of paper." So I'm like, "Okay, fuck." So now I have to hold it not in my hand, not in my pocket, so it's sort of sitting in my lap, and I've got my hand over it, so that and I'm really attentively "Oh fuck, somebody could just take this from me, and I'm fucked." Because Mint didn't answer the phone the whole first night or the second day. It wasn't until I called Dick Masterson and told him to tell his girlfriend to tell my girlfriend to answer her fucking phone that Mint realized that she had unknown numbers just auto not answered.
Oh,
so every time I called her, it was spam call folder.
Oh my gosh.
For the first day or two. From Saturday, all day Saturday until noon Sunday. And I was like, I'm going to call Dick as a last resort. And I called him right before the show. And so
He's all thinking.
Because I don't want to mess up that call either. Like if I call him and he doesn't recognize the number or he wasn't around or something, and there's time zones at play, I'm like, okay, I'm 2 hours ahead of him, and I'm like trying to think of all this shit, and I'm like, well, if he's not awake, I missed that call for the day. Jails are bad.
That's crazy.
But then once I was able to get contact with Mint, I was at the place where they have the phone bank right in front of you, and if other guys aren't using it, you can use it. It's like unlimited now because it doesn't cost money like it used to. So there was that. That's how I orchestrated getting out of jail.
Damn.
You escaped legally.
Yeah, that's how I was like, all right, listen, man, we have to do this and this and that. I look back at it, like, once I got out of jail, we went to a hotel. I had a shower beer. And then that was my day. I was like, I'm just going to drink in the shower. So I did that day, that Monday. And then we left Texas, but I don't know. It wasn't like I would do it again for the same effect. I mean, I might. I'm gonna. Who knows?
You mean you would do it again if you had the same, like the after effects of all of that whole situation?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I'll go to jail in 2 weeks if it's funny. I don't.
Okay.
I have good lawyers now.
I'm just disappointed because I know everyone was looking forward to Eric July testifying.
Yeah,
that's why he didn't do it.
Yeah, I know.
He'd be bitched. He'd look like a little bitch. Also, my lawyers and we requested his criminal history, and that's when he stopped cooperating. That's not getting a lot of lip service. But there's a document out there where we're requesting his criminal history right before he stops cooperating.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I don't think he's a badass at all. I think he's a fucking snitch.
Yeah. Hey, I called that a long time ago, Riley.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, that's how he's acting. Because what threw me off is this dude it was funny. He has hairy shoulders. And in the hood, around black dudes, you can't have hairy shoulders. They'll fucking destroy you with jokes. They they'll call you like Harry and the Hendersons. You can't be around black folk and not look, have good hygiene. They will fucking roast you.
You gotta groom,
Yeah, you gotta. Everything is nice, clean, and so I was like, this guy's a suburb dude.
If you go back far enough, he didn't have a beard or anything for a long time in plenty of his videos. He's like one of those guys who is wearing like his beard and arm hair as a costume to look masculine and high tea and shit.
Right. Yeah. So once I saw those dance videos, I knew right then, I'm like, this guy was never a fucking tough guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably on the criminal record, the dance videos and then the System of a Down video.
It should be.
Crimes against humanity.
Dancing without a permit in a public area. Maybe.
Lewd gestures in the public space. Let me introduce the chat here real quick. I forgot to do that, and I apologize to my chat here. Frederick says, hello. What's up, Frederick? He says the American flag. We've got Adam Weber. What's up, brother? How you doing? We've got Zombie Boy. See, I'm so self-conscious now because I was watching Trashcast and Ethan was like, or somebody said like, I don't trust people who say brother. They're just being disingenuous.
Hey, Patrick, my son wants to say hi. Is that okay? He's like,
sure.
Right next to me. Say hi. Say hi, Riley.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hello. His name is what? What's his name?
Lino. That's my son, Lino.
Lino?
Yeah.
What's up, Lino? You got a good dad. Got a good head on his shoulders.
Bye-bye.
Be proud of him.
Every time I stream, he wants to just say hi to the chat. I'm like, oh, man.
Enough,
I'm just going to have him stream and sell my books. Just... All right.
My dad would kick your dad's ass.
Your dad can't even draw hands.
Yeah.
Dang.
We've got Zombie Boy. What's
Zombie
up, brother?
Boy.
How you doing? I said it again. See, we got the squid. Look at that. Look how happy that salute is. He's so happy to be saluting.
Look, you can be a hippie, Patrick. We're not judging you.
I'm not. You know what the thing
Hey,
is that
brother.
I came up in the whole, like I spent most of my life like being quiet and being nice to all my like super liberal woke friends and not giving my opinion because I knew it would like make them mad. So like, I get all their mannerisms and all the things that they're interested in. And then COVID happened and I realized that they didn't give a fuck about me. When push came to shove, they didn't give a singular shit when I was willing to like be really nice to them. So like I came out of all that and I'm just now really embracing saying faggot and retard. And it's a lot of fun.
Good. Some things no one should ever be able to take away from you in this life, Patrick.
I know exactly.
Like the F slur.
Exactly. You can say it. You know, I just said it. You can say it.
I say it whenever I want.
Okay, I'm just saying. You just
You
said
can also
F-slur.
not say it.
It just seemed like a little
for comedic effect.
little weak right after I said it. So I just,
No. It's called comedy.
Oh, right.
The variety. Now, if you want to invite Melanie Mack on, you guys can just like repeat faggot back and forth at each other for an hour. It'd
We
be
just need a
different
clip.
thing.
We don't actually need her to be here. So
Yeah, right.
God.
Well, if
No,
I wanted
yeah, I
my
mean,
IQ to be dropped forever,
Listen,
irrevocably, good God.
I was the first to simp for her for a long time, but now she cut her hair. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
Wait, she got short hair now?
Yeah,
Well,
you didn't
it's
see
like-
her. Look at her thumbnails. The
Right.
hair keeps going. Well, yeah, it's
I like
shoulder
that hair.
shoulder hair
Melanie cut
now.
her
Like
hair.
now, but just wait till her 40th, man. It's gonna go up, and it's gonna be like full on Karen. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
it was a
ID
bad
Crisis. Sorry. Go ahead, Carbon.
No, I was just saying the haircut was a bad move. It's like, now she looks like a fucking goth dyke. But anyway, who
Goth
cares?
Dykes. That's kind of like the theme of the last 2 weeks, isn't it? We've got.
Sounds like
Yeah, but at least Melody's not fat yet. It could be worse. It will get worse. She will get fat. She eats butter. So,
Eventually, yeah.
She
Oh,
eats
yeah.
sticks of butter. Like,
Yikes.
Wait, are you joking about this?
I'm not fucking joking. She eats sticks of butter. She enjoys eating sticks of butter. It's not a joke. She put herself into the hospital like twice over dehydrating herself, eating sticks of butter.
Wow.
Fuck.
Have you ever
These
met her in
people are
person,
clowns. Huh?
You ever met her in person? I know a lot. Like you met a lot
No.
of YouTubers.
Actually, I was fucking arrested because we were still at the meetup, not leaving because Mint was going to give her friends chocolate. And one of the friends pretending that she was going to get chocolate from Mint was Melanie Mack. And then
She was there.
after all that blew up and happened, she had the gall to DM Mint about like helping her escape her abusive situation.
Oh my god.
Damn, she offered Mint a plane ticket. Like, women are such fucking stupid, dirty cunts. It's impossible to quantify how terrible they are for the world. And sometimes one of them talks to my bitch and starts to try to ruin her. It's fucked up.
Yikes.
How dare that? I mean, you fucking love that bitch. You know what I mean?
I fucking
Like,
love you, bitch. Hey,
Yeah.
bitch, I fucking love you. You fucking bitch. She's giggling for what it's worth.
We got ID Crisis Design. What's up, man? How you doing? Yes, the Price Master video. It's one of my favorite videos of all time. It just popped up on YouTube one time, and I sat there and watched the whole 30 minutes. I was like shocked and dumbfounded and just completely fascinated at the same time. I don't know. That's kind of the stuff I'm into. We have Rosario, Scribe Comics. What's up, Rosario? Hail Chat and Hail CG. We got Adam Weber. What are you buying, stranger? What are you selling? Yes, fantastic.
Nice. Classic.
Yes. The Squid says, this is like one of those dollar store budget home videos from YouTube circa 2006. Yes, I think it was like early 2000s that video came out. We have Hansel Hauser. I didn't already say hello to him, did I? Hello, Hansel. How you doing, man? We have oh, look what it's there it is. Tom Tuttle. Howdy, boys. He says, yes, we're gonna be talking about his book as well tonight. It's gonna be fun.
Howdy, Tom.
What's up, Tom?
We got Galaxy Stranger. Shout out. Shout out. What's up, man? We've got Sir Ubasan. Richard Ombre. When's your next book coming if there's a sequel? Well, this is the sequel, actually, Sir Ubasan. And the next book is going to come out in approximately, let's see, the first one I got, what was that, maybe a year ago? So I'd say probably maybe like around about a year from now, you'll see Blood and the Sword #3. I think that's a fair guesstimate.
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, I want to say by the end of summer, launch issue 3. Like my
Okay.
goal was to have 2 issues in like one,
Dude.
1 year.
Yeah.
So
Do that.
That'd be really
You got to do that. Somebody's
Yeah.
got to do that.
Just keep the momentum, and I can do it with 20
Yeah.
pages.
Yeah. I'm doing that. I'm trying to do 3 to 4 issues a year, so not
Really?
to one up you, but
3 to 4.
Well,
Mint, you hear that?
well, I mean,
Phenomenon 2 will ship to people in June or July, and then the next one's going to start in September, and it'll be shipped to people in probably 2-3 months from then, and then I'm going to start the next one. So I'm trying to get to 4 books, one every 3 months. The problem is that it takes me at least a month if I do well to fulfill, and that's the biggest issue. Because I don't like starting a new campaign when I haven't fulfilled everything yet.
So does each book have like a different artist, or are the artists doing 2 books a year? Or are you
Well,
juggling?
since I've switched to Claudio for my main artist for Phenomenon and Phenomenal Tales, at this point he's going to stay on Phenomenon, and if I get a different artist, he'll be put on Phenomenal Tales. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to overload him, and he's got other things that he's doing as well. So
what's your page goal? Like, because I mean, 52 pages a year is one a week, right? So,
well, Phenomenon 2 is 44 pages, and the next one will be probably 36 to 44. So I'm trying to get 120 pages, I would say. 120 to 140 out a year. It's a long story.
I'd be really curious to see somebody doing the traditional, like, nearly monthly release, but I know that the crowdfunding model kind of does prevent that in a lot of ways. That would have to be bought and paid for, like, way in advance, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
To even be possible, you'd have to, like, fund 6 of them to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. You need an upfront investment.
Yeah.
And even the monthly release, it's a rolling release. You have like a whole army of people working on it, and
right, of course,
those issues are done 6 months in advance.
You know, you at least have fill-in artists for 2 issues of the 12.
Yeah, I was hearing they usually get the standard was 3 months ahead when they were doing a number 1 from like conceiving the book and getting it out there, and they'd usually want to have a little leeway so they could start number 2. And then they'd have a little bit more than a month for the number 2 as well. So, but usually people would go over that. It happens still.
I think it's either money or time, because a lot of these artists, this is their side gig, you know. So it's like finding the time for them to do it. And then if it's not their side gig, it's money. So the guy buying it, like, this is their side gig, you know. So it's like, unless they're like, you know, got some like just well-off money, you know, or so it's like they're saving up through each check to pay the artist, and that's what I see most common. So it's either time or money. It's if you had an artist, if you had money to invest in an artist that would be able to sell the book and is free to take on the project, and that's their 24 hours, that's their job, that's what they do, then it'll probably have better luck. But even then, that's
the thing is, lately I've gotten more into the longer format though, of having like a graphic novel sized book, because it feels more like a full arc that you're getting, and to me it's like a movie. So I'd be happy even just getting one thick book a year, because you have time to digest it too.
Yeah, for sure. The conversation is always, raging on about what the correct release schedule would be, but depends on what you want out of it too. I love The Walking Dead. I think that the way Kirkman did weeklies obviously was like art budget considered. Like he writes it in a way that you don't have to draw everything all the time. And that's the only way to really publish a book like that.
Yeah.
But if you want it to like be there forever and be perfect, then you do have to do it like what EVS is doing.
Yeah, but those guys do also. I mean, I don't want to knock anybody's quality of art, but when you spend that much time to make the most perfect art you possibly can, then you're kind of forced into that release schedule. Whereas if you've got somebody who doesn't spend that much time, not to say they're doing a bad job, but that they're just going a little they're just going a little faster.
No,
that
yeah,
makes it a little easier.
You're going to see the difference. I mean, there's no monthly book. I can't recall a monthly book that's looked as good as like Cyberfrog in terms of art.
No,
for sure. Like even what is it like Marvel? I don't know if you've read Earth X or Kingdom Come, where the art's by
I got it right
Alex
here.
Ross. Like
Got it right
that's
over
the
there.
type of book also that took a lot of fucking time to make. You know, like that's
Yeah.
not being done quickly.
That's a heady fucking book too, dude. Like each issue has like a page and a half of like prose dialogue between characters. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's one of the best. I'd recommend that to anybody.
It's so good.
Pick up.
I always looked
See,
at Earth X as like the actual like canon end to the 616 universe. You know how they just keep going and going and going and kind of like ruining it as they go along. But like Earth X to me was like if it's gonna end in any way, this is the way it should end, kind of thing.
Okay. Be cool to get there in film. I prefer TV shows over movies, so I would prefer like a recurring release scheduled story, right? Over maybe like big chunks but graphic novels. I understand if people really like those too. I just think you have a better chance of maybe unintentionally creating something really wonderful when you take more swings at it.
That's what I think too, and I think also it gets people, so you can be like, all right, issue 1, you do your promotion for it. People either like it or they don't. All right, then you put that out. Some people get it and they go, oh, I like this, or they say I don't like this, whatever. Hopefully they say they like it, and then you can go, hey guys, all right, so the next little piece here. Here's another little piece, and you just keep building that up.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. It's like 20 pages at a time. So this campaign, you're getting 50 pages for $10 if you're new to Blood of the Sword. And if you already have issue 1, you're getting another 20 pages for $5. So by the time issue 3 comes out, that's 75 pages for $15.
Yeah, that's smart.
So that's where
I like the way you're doing it.
Yeah. And that's probably the best way for us. Like, I'm not trying to be any kind of way, Richard, but for us smaller guys, the guys who nobody really knows about, that's probably the best way for us to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also just you guys don't have like your magnum opus yet. Like it's not time for that. You know? Like we could give Richard Embry, $100 million and he would still probably have a better like time just doing this comic series, like with his kid for 15 years than like, starting his own Rip Ascend.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's kind of like you're just doing what you're doing because the process is itself the sort of reward you're seeking. And that's what's cool about making stuff more often instead of trying to make like the perfect thing. I mean, we need Tarantino's and Christopher Nolan's too. And luckily Comicsgate has like a Christopher Nolan and EVS. So the rest of us we can do anything. The Rippaverse is over there doing the CW verse.
Oh my god.
We can choose to do like HBO and stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a good.
I'm always
there.
telling Mint that if we didn't get 180 chapters, issues of the Hulk, then we wouldn't have Wolverine. Like it doesn't, you can't cut it in some other way. Like it took them 180 issues to come up with Wolverine. Whether that's one guy's first try or whatever, it's just like you need to run the faucet. You need to create a thing and have people add to it and change it until it means something at some point to a bunch more people than just yourself.
Yeah, I think all the Wolverines that didn't make it, all the characters that could have been it in those like 144 issues. The characters.
It's like Namor is a wild success story, right? But that's not. You don't usually get like let's introduce a character now. Let's put him in all of our comics, and he's wildly popular. But you do get, if you look through some of these older books, it takes hundreds of issues for them to get to the thing that we like about them now. Yeah, I mean, Invincible is a good example. I mean, that's what 32
Who's that? No.
issues for the
She's
first
not allowed to talk.
episode.
This is not, we're not interviewing Mint. We're interviewing you. How dare you?
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Don't talk again. Or Patrick's gonna come over here and backhand you for super chats. Wow. Invincible is a good example, though, or The Walking Dead, right? Because it's like The Walking Dead TV show wasn't going to get made until The Walking Dead had, 30, 40 issues. Like, it couldn't have been 2 issues. Let's do a TV show. That's just not really, like... Versus Cyberfrog could be a movie as it is now, and then a movie with what he's got coming.
Walking Dead had a following, though, bro. Like,
sure, yeah, but following aside, you need story. Like, it doesn't matter...
Yeah.
70 million people could have been begging for an AMC TV show of The Walking Dead's first 2 issues, and it just wouldn't have been picked up. Like there's not a runway there. You have to have a story to tell.
Oh yeah, because I remember I was in the studio with Prodigal Son. I know you're a hip hop guy. Clipper. So Prodigal Son, we're in his studio in L.A. and I'm in there and like, dude, this guy Wu-Tang, man, and like, what? He has comic books, and I start looking, and I'm like, Walking Dead issue or volumes 1, 2, 3, all the way to like 7. And I said, you like comics? I was like, is this good? He's like, you ain't ready for that. I'm like, all right.
You ain't ready for that.
That's what he said. He's like, he gonna tell me if it's good. He's like, you ain't ready for that. Because if you're ready for that, you would have read it and not asked me. That's like the attitude, It's cool, So
it's important to remember that nobody really liked zombies anymore.
Yeah.
Like there was a huge cultural lull where it's like, yeah, we've seen what Romero had to offer.
That was it.
And for him, for Kirkman to come in and go, well, I'm just not going to end the zombie movie. Like that was a revolutionary concept. Nowadays, you can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna not end my action movie like that. There would just be a stupid gimmick, right? Or whatever, uninspired.
I mean, he even got turned down by Image. They said, no, we just don't want another zombie story. And he said, well, there's aliens that come down. And they were like, okay, well, that's cool. And the aliens never showed up, but Valentino thought the story was great. He's like, oh, this is a story between the dad and his son in a zombie apocalypse. And he was like, yeah, that's great. Why didn't you tell me that? I don't know. I could only think of aliens.
Wait, he tricked them by saying there were aliens in it?
Yes.
That's awesome.
He's used the idea a bunch too in other media where he's like, Invincible World and stuff like that, where there's short joking versions of it, or Rick Grimes is the lightsaber and he's fighting the aliens and Invincible's like gotta help him. They wake up in the Matrix. I don't remember which supplemental issue this is, but
yeah,
it's a Skybound thing,
bro. If you listen to him, he's like hustled, lied, did everything he could. Make promises here, pay Peter to pay Paul, or still whatever that quote is. Like he was making it happen, bro. Like that's what Kirkman. Like I guess I copy my style from him, bro. Like I try to leave always with the splash page. Unicorn was a tribute to Kirkman.
Huh.
Yeah, he's very particular about the flips. Like he'll go in and he'll change the story to service page flips specifically.
You should.
You
should do that.
Well, there's a new trend in page flips. I don't know if you caught that. Now
cinematic style.
Yeah, we're doing cinematic turns, man. You got to get with it.
That hurt.
See, if that was anything other, if that was maybe a zoom out or a zoom in, you could have maybe gotten away with the flip, the dramatic zoom. It's dramatic because you flip it and then.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
It's so dumb.
You should
Let
have
me
said
introduce
that.
the rest of the. I'm sorry, Carbon. Go ahead, and then I'm going to introduce the rest of the chat.
No, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Go on.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to say hello to the chat. I'm so bad about this sometimes. Galaxy Stranger says, you're never shirtless with that shoulder hair. Yes, that's correct. We got Forest Pub right here. Richard Ombre. We got Survive Infinity 0088 says, hail Comicsgate. Yes, sir. We've got Son of Watt. He says, I don't want to, I would take the Lord's name in vain. I'm trying to stop that. It's Lent. I can't do that. And we have B.A. Turner. Does anybody else want to say it? Anybody else can say this. I'm not going to say it.
I'd say Chris on a bike. I respect your Lent.
Chris Cornell on a bike. There, that seems better to me. B.A. Turner. Hail Jabronis. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Goody Two Shoes says, how long were you doing that for, Richard? God knows what this is.
That was a friend. That was a friend. Yeah.
Well, we got Dirty Delish. I think this is the first time that Dirty Delish, who looks like a porn bot, is here.
Dirty Dalish? Oh, yeah. They know how to commit crimes. They don't know how to get away with them. That's true, Dalish. That's mine immense friend. Yeah, Dirty Dalish.
But wouldn't it make more sense if it was...
She's a real person.
It's like an elf thing.
Okay.
What do you mean delish? Like
I'm just delicious.
Well, delish would be with
as in
delicious. Like delicious?
With the picture, it's I'm trying.
I think she does an elf thing. Like I don't, how some people have like a thing.
What does Dalish have to do with elves?
I'm sure it's a elven word, right? Dalish.
No, that doesn't sound at all like Elvish.
Dalish doesn't sound like humanish.
Dalish sounds like.
What does it sound like to you?
You know what?
Or English.
I've got a moral fat 40 ounce.
It just sounds like a fucking elf name. Wait, am I wrong? Dalish, what's your name?
We're moving on.
Let us know.
Can't answer the hard questions, eh, Patrick?
I've never thought that hard about the name, and then Patrick's opened this whole box of worms
by
pronouncing it differently.
I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, or I'm like super super autistic about words. Like I'm very, I have to. It's very. I see words and I'm like, okay, what does that exactly mean in that precise scenario? We've got Substance D. What's up, Substance D? We've got Victor the Lore Seeker. It looks like we've got a lot of people from your guys' chats there. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. Hopefully we don't make you hate us after the end of this. I think we'll be fine.
We've got insult their name,
Uh-oh,
You
Carbon.
guys,
He was done with that. It was the autistic joke. He's done.
Mint is bugging me over here that it's already been an hour. I wanted to watch that video with you guys, but I might have to bounce.
You can tell Mint that you're the man of the house and that she can just deal with it.
Well, you don't seem to have a girlfriend.
How could you tell?
Not really what you can say, Patrick. I love to do it as a bit, but if I start talking like that, I'm going to sleep outside and clean my own clothes and
Patrick gave me
make my
anxiety
own
just
food.
talking like that, you know.
I know, right? Rich?
You're like,
I
hope she doesn't hear.
You gotta have a support group, Riley, for
I know.
for men.
I just gotta make more time next time I come on.
You can't leave right now. It's not even been an hour. You've got to
I know
for an hour and a half. Come on.
Okay, hold
Yeah,
on.
Patrick, weren't
Can
you
I
gonna
hang
pull
out
up the
until
JJ?
10?
Yes, you're right. Let's pull that up. I said hello
Let's
to the
do that.
chat. Everybody I've said
I'm gonna
hello
be
to
here
is
till 10. She's giving me permission, chat.
And it's what is it? 9:23 for you right now?
Yeah, it's 9:22. I get like half an hour.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right, that's fair
We're
enough.
just preparing to go out of town, so she's really particular about her schedule of stuff.
Yes.
But-
Particular, he says. Now I feel guilty about that joke I made earlier. Okay, here we
No,
go.
autistic's the word.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to not be mean.
She's so autistic.
Uh,
Don't try not to be mean.
You said it. You said it, not me. All right. Have you seen this, Riley?
No.
Oh man. So anybody who
what's
wants to talk, just say something and I'll pause it and we'll.
Is it a clip? I might have seen
It's,
the clip.
Well, it's it's a JJ video where he like talks for a little bit and then he does some
Okay.
clips and then you know what I mean. All right, here we go.
Now, here's what happens. So, Eric July has some stalkers. He says.
I saw the video of the guy taping money to the door.
Oh shit!
I'm
What
aware
is
of that.
this?
Okay.
Probably
so,
while you were in jail.
From a while
that's the
back.
situation. Okay. Now, Eric has chosen to react in a certain way, which, as Cecil says, is his place. Now, here is how Nick Rekieta responded, and this is why there's beef right now. There is some beef, a little bit, maybe not. I think if you asked Eric if there was beef, he would say, "There's no beef with me at all. There might be beef with him."
That is
Not
what Eric
with
would
me.
say.
I think that's what he would say. And then you watch that video. All right, so here is Nick Rekieta.
Flagless. So in-person super chats are now a thing. Remember, it's just jokes, guys.
When is
What do you mean in-person super chats are now
right
a thing?
after this happened,
Remember, it's
right
just
after
jokes.
you got locked
Are you
up.
talking about Riley?
Wait, have you not
No,
seen
this
any
has
of
to be
this,
way
Riley?
before I went to jail.
Yeah, you've not seen this?
No.
Oh, maybe.
Oh
yeah,
wow, this is cool. That's awesome. All right, cool.
It's cool. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
have time to watch all the
I-
stuff about this.
Riley.
Well, you tell me when you need to leave, but I think if you haven't seen this, it's even
No,
cooler.
I just meant like outside of this. I haven't seen a lot of coverage of me
Oh, I see what
doing
you're
stuff like this, right? So
it's fun.
this is
Look at
interesting.
Riley.
To Rippaverse Studios or the warehouse or whatever.
By the way, Riley, you can't really talk about hairy shoulders, dude.
That's the joke.
You know what SJWs will call him?
What?
They call
He
him my
sounds in
guy.
on it.
Hey, my
Is this
guy.
before the night
you
letter?
can't really talk about
after?
furry shoulders.
After, I
Your
think.
shoulders are just as furry as Eric July's.
It's like, yeah, this whole furry shoulder thing, that's like nature's way of growing a shirt.
It's got to be after. They would never say. They would never talk about his furry shoulders before.
Yeah.
I know it, but they're not being like outwardly against Eric either. So it must be when Comicsgate's mad at me for pulling up. There was I think like for a month or two, everybody hated me because I went too far and I took trolling to real life. But what I was doing was making sure everybody paid attention to me having been flagged. You see, you court attention at all costs. I wasn't concerned with winning them over. I was right and standing on truth.
That's I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I wasn't. I thought it was hilarious from the moment I saw it because at that point I was like, "Fuck FNT, fuck Eric July," and then you started doing your stuff, and I was like, "Oh, thank God," because I saw your Matt Barr stuff before I saw your Eric stuff.
That's funny.
And
That's
I was
funny.
like, oh yeah, this
That
is
broke
awesome.
that man. That broke that man.
It was so dude. That one video where you're in the grocery store and that baby's crying in the background. And you're like, when I'm done with you.
When I'm done with yeah, that was good. That took a couple takes because sometimes the baby would stop behaving wrong. It would start stopping crying, and you know, for the first time in my adult life, I'm like, I wish a baby was crying in public right now.
So what you purposely chose the clips where the baby was crying?
Well, when I heard that there was a baby crying while we were in the Walmart, yeah, I'm like, oh, hold on, Mint, film me. And as the baby's crying, I'm just like, and then I would stand there and I would do the whole setup or whatever, but the baby wasn't crying on like at the right times, so I had to film it twice or 3 times to get the baby to cry just right at the outro, like while I stare at the camera. I mean, I put up to 3-4 minutes into my work sometimes, Patrick. You may surprise you.
Wow.
That's why when I went to the warehouse, I mean, I went there like it took like 3 quick visits to get the content that was filmed, right? So it's like it's a production behind the scenes thing.
Mm-hmm.
Frog Tony would tell you because he was with me in Chicago when I did the Mark Brooks video, and it's like it's very produced, you know. I'm not actually bothering anybody. That's why it's funny that these freaks are pretending I am. Like, the only person I encountered in Chicago was one of Alyssa Wong's assistants who gave me, like, a handshake and was like, I said, Hail Comicsgate at them, and then they went, oh, and then they looked like they got molested when they left.
That's awesome.
But when it says on screen, like, hollering from Mark Brooks, I'm walking around like this, and it's, like, silent. Like, I'm not actually yelling, because that would be inappropriate. So...
It's almost like you're an entertainer of sorts.
Yeah, it's not real. That's why it falls apart under court scrutiny.
Yeah,
Patrick.
It's kind of wild like that.
You're giving away all the secrets, Riley. This is.
I mean,
dude.
The clue was in this novelty part of the novelty scissors was
Right.
what gave it away.
Yeah.
I can just tell people, hey, I'm gonna fuck with you, and you're gonna react like I'm like you think that I'm being serious, and Vito will still do it.
Yeah.
I mean, like people who know I'm definitely fucking with them and kidding will still pretend for weeks like they think that I'm a threat.
Okay, wait. Now you said that
So-
but I heard that call with you and Mint and Vito. Was that
Yeah, it
a
was
real
great.
call, or are you fucking with him?
What do you mean by real?
Like, were you?
Well, yeah, I'm
was
always
that-
fucking with people. Like,
But were you actually mad at him, or was that like
for like $70?
You know what?
In Super Killer? No.
Maybe I don't want to know.
Well, what do you mean? Am I really mad at Vito? Like, I mean, nothing I've
Because
said about him
you
has been
sounded
incorrect.
so mad. You sounded so fucking mad. So did
Yes.
Mint. Mint sounded fucking incensed, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, they fucking hate Vito.
Yeah, we don't like him. I mean, but I have a different relationship with not liking somebody than other people do. I enjoy the look in someone's eyes when they don't know why I don't just give up and like them, you know? When they try everything, and like, just fucking tell me how I can.
He tried everything, yeah.
And I'm just going, oh yeah, well actually it's this thing. It's like I'm like he's a liberal. I'm just doing liberalism at him. I'm like I'll move the goalpost to a refund.
Oh my god.
Oh,
that's
and then he'll
hilarious.
issue the refund after pretending he can't afford to. So I did get the refund too. So it's like at every step of the way I won that week because
Well, when I
engaging
heard
with me
that
is
phone
stupid.
call, at first it sounded genuine, the phone call with Vito, but then as it went on and I heard the whole thing, you were saying things that were just so absurd that I'm like, okay, this is a joke. This is obviously
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
People who know me intimately, though, who like have spent
she does,
a
and
lot
he
of
should.
time
Yeah.
in my life, they also don't know I'm not joking. Like,
oh my god.
I think the grand finale is when Dick burned that card that you sent in.
that was a good long play. That was because the
That
week
was
that the
really-
Vito's booty thing started, I sent that card in
Yeah.
so that he'd have a reason to play. We were in Discord and I was bullying him and I was like, "Oh yeah, well fucking this and that." And he's like, "I'm not gonna get on the scale," whatever he said. And he's like, "Unless somebody sent in something crazy," and I was like what? And he's like, fucking I don't know, a Gaius Cradle or whatever." And I went and bought it and immediately like,
so
all right.
But
But see, that's I like
people
not
real quick.
liking Vito. Like I don't want anybody to think that I don't like Vito the same way that I don't like Eric, because I don't like Vito in a different way. Like I don't like Vito the same way that I don't like women in media. Or
Oh,
like,
sorry.
like I don't like women in sports casting. they should work in kitchens. So in that way, I don't like Vito. I think he belongs somewhere else.
Where would you say Vito belongs?
The kitchen?
He doesn't belong in comic books. He belongs in like selling Chinese people laundry soap.
Oh my god.
Or something.
Man.
Like a door-to-door Chinese laundry soap salesman. You got to ask yourself, where did the dry cleaners and the laundry shops, where do they get their supplies? Somebody like Vito should go around with a little cart, like offer them, try to hawk them. Like, I got the best bleach here, best bleach. Like that's what Vito should be doing.
He'd make a killing doing that.
Yeah, but so he's trying to make art, which is like has to have value and depth and meaning and sincerity to it, and Vito's not capable of those things.
Well,
really funny guy though.
He is very fun. That show is one of the best shows ever. He's very, very funny. I have noticed though, if you probably all noticed this. Maybe this is a thing everybody else noticed, and I'm just too stupid that I didn't realize it till now. His SK, the Super Killer logo, is like directly ripped off to the SEC logo. Have you guys seen that?
No, but I mean,
logo.
Graphic design is his passion, Patrick. So
I'm gonna post that on Twitter and expose him.
Wait,
Get him.
Did you say the SEC logo?
SEC, yeah, it's like a sports. I'm not a sports. I only do the UFC because it's the only real sport in my opinion. All the other ones are like lame. But it's like what is it? SEC. There was some gymnasts on screen, so I kind of got distracted. So I didn't know what sport.
You're watching female sports, Patrick?
I was at work and it's on the screen. It's better than it's better than the Property Brothers, okay? If I could go back in time and figure out the race that the Property Brothers belonged to and genocide them all, I would probably do it.
The what? The Property Brothers?
Yeah, the Property Brothers. You know them? The two.
No, what the fuck is that?
Oh, don't even. Okay, you know what?
It's a real estate show.
If you're innocent to it, you'll want to kill yourself after watching it. I'm serious.
Yeah, I'll keep my good memories.
Two guys who are twins and they're gay.
Yes,
they're realtors.
Gay for each other.
Yes, probably.
And they work as real estate agents, and they basically just like flip houses.
You guys remember Vanilla Ice had a house show? Vanilla Ice had a house flipping show. Oh, that one was better than what you're talking about because it was Vanilla Ice doing it.
Mm-hmm.
He'd come in and be like, "Y'all need a swim pool back here," and then he'd like backhoe up the backyard of like a totally normal residential neighborhood and add like a water park to the backyard, and then he'd leave and be like, "That's all y'all needed." It's like that's not what they needed.
Their roof beams are falling in.
Yeah, sometimes he's like, "You guys need a sunroom," and he adds a sunroom to like a trailer and then leaves, and it's like that's not really helpful.
That's so.
Vanilla Ice is the best show.
We've got Wrangler here. He says, "What's up, guys?" Hola and hello, Wrangler. How you doing, man?
Hola, Wrangler.
Belmont Press Comics. Hey, son. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh, he says, "Hail all," and then he said, "Hail, son," to somebody else. Wait, did I miss somebody? I did miss somebody. I missed several people. Wait a minute. Hey, does Mint have a different name on YouTube?
No.
Because somebody said, "Thank you, Mint." Son of Watt said, "Thank you, Mint," and he's not responding to anybody.
I don't know.
Okay, well.
She blocked you.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. DJ Simon says, "Hey, I only get to make fun of him for no girlfriend." Yeah, I only get to make fun of him for no girlfriend. Yes, well, everybody does. You can,
Hey, I'm cheering for him. I hope he stays single. You're happier that way. You don't have to sit on the porch and explain to your girlfriend that it's a good thing that you guys don't have jobs and that getting a job wouldn't make you happier than not having jobs. That's like a conversation I've had before.
But you don't understand. Like, I come from like hardy Irish stock, and we're unvaccinated, so we've got the best bloodline, at least in the next 60 miles radius. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like a duty of mine to reproduce. You know what I'm saying? So it's not.
I get that.
It's just one of those things where it's the burden put upon me by.
Yeah, but you got a large family who's already reproduced, Patrick. You're off the hook. You can relax, man. That's all good.
Well,
make sure you don't dilute your bloodline, Patrick. Don't mix. Don't do inbreeding, and because we must preserve the white. You know how
you gotta find a nice Pennsylvania Dutch.
You're Latino.
Exactly. He wants us to preserve the white for him.
No. Look, I'm just gonna do what I do. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. But you know, loneliness is nice too. We've also got Belmont Press. He says, "Yo, Wrangler," and "Hi, Katie," and "Hey, son," and "Hail all." What's up, Justin? How you doing, man? And we've got Katie Did. What's up, Katie Did?
Hey,
Hail
Katie, how's
the
it going?
Clippaverse and CG Commandos. She says,
Yeah.
"Hail, hail, hail."
Hail.
What the fuck, Carvin? All right, let me keep playing this video. See, this is where it's like that. It's like when they were trying to watch that Eric July. Good God, did you guys watch that video of the biggest problem in the universe when they tried to watch that Eric July video? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cringe is the most cringe thing that I have seen in ages. But anyway, I'm doing the same thing I'm complaining about. Let's play this video.
On your body.
Is that what it is? Like,
yeah, it's like, you know, I mean, that's why he's wearing the tank top. I don't know, like, I mean, maybe you want to show people off your body hair, maybe you don't. I do sometimes, but it's all on my
I like
chest.
it right here.
Yeah, like this patch right there.
Yeah, like and I like it to be my chest hair when I grow it out. Sometimes Andrea likes me to run a razor over it. She doesn't like chest hair; she thinks it's gross. But like I like to grow it out sometimes, and I like it to just be like a puff of gray hair here that I sit like a medallion in the middle of. Can we just see the video without going on a tangent? Says Gene C. Alicia. Wow. Yes, I mean that's YouTube. You can do that anytime you want. All right,
Yeah, just go watch the original one.
Retarded in the current environment.
Yeah.
But Riley's retarded. You guys know this, right?
Riley is retarded. Look at him.
Yeah.
Riley, you're retarded. Look
Dude,
at
this is how you kill people, by the way. Like,
by the way,
just Nick and EVS saying, yeah, that Riley guy, he's retarded. And me going like, yeah, I'm being retarded. And Eric sitting over here going, wow, but he's retarded. It's like everybody agrees. And then Eric being like, but why can't we kill it? Why can't we kill it right now? Like, it's like,
can't we shoot him?
Everyone, nobody was on my side. I didn't do anything that you could agree with easily. I did something you all had to argue about for 3 weeks. That's why you've all heard of it.
Yes, but you had rights still, you know. He
Yeah.
He tried to lay the groundwork for why he could air you out if you were in his vicinity or something.
And all you had to do was not that. All you had to do was go, you're an uncomfortable person. And I would have looked really bad, probably.
Your whole thing comes down to the freedom of speech thing. It's like, are you all about freedom of speech, or are you a fucking fake?
Yeah.
That's really all it is. It's very simple. You know, like I don't like how you wear beanies and shorts at the same time, but it's freedom of speech. You know, gotta let it happen. The Squid says St. Louis is for the French and the Germans. Irish weren't welcome until after the railroads got built. Yeah, but we built this town. You had a shithole, a mud cake.
First of all, it's
built
pronounced
this town.
Saint Louis because it was founded by French fur traders. Thank you very much.
You're lucky we allowed you dirty Frenchies in.
We sold the country back to you, you know.
Okay, here's the question, Frederick. This is going to be one for the chat to decide whether or not like they hate you or not. Do you identify more as a Canadian or as a Frenchman? There's really no good answer here.
Ooh,
I was born in Germany, so I identify with the fatherland.
Wow, that's a twist.
Fatherland. That's why he knows what's up.
Das ist richtig, meine Freunde. Ja.
But have you heard about France? They want the Statue of Liberty back.
Yeah, I heard all
fucking
about that.
assholes.
Isn't that all pagan anyway? It's a lot of paganism with the statue.
Yeah, and it's actually a dude, you know. And it's chained. The foot is chained at the bottom. If you have a look closer.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating the similarities between that statue and. Well, let's not get into that. That's a long story. We should get into that. There should be a time where we just do a what we could call it, like conspiratorial commandos or
Commando Crusades.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, and we could just talk all about
Black Ops,
the faggots who rule the world.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wait a minute. What? Did I get too deep there without context, it's okay. Let's continue, shall we? Although the squid says the French built the cathedral. Nice try. Half the roads are French names. They are French names, but look, Squid. It's like this, Squid. The French used to be Catholic, and when they were Catholic, they were on the same side as the Irish. Now they're heathen, godless, pagans. And at this point, it's like, the Irish now control St. Louis, so you better get fucking used to it.
Saint Louis.
We call it Saint.
Patrick, maybe put the video at 1.25 speed.
You think so? That bothers me. I get bothered by that. Who else? Take a vote. Young Clippa, you want it at 1.5?
No, I'm cool with it how it is.
Frederick.
All good.
Carbon. Oh, wants 1.5. Richard.
Well, no, I was saying 1.25 because that doesn't sound as. No, it's cool. It's cool. Let's play it.
Well, let's see. Let's see what 1.25 sounds like. Playback speed.
It's cool to see it again, but I've seen me do this.
Well, yeah, but I mean, okay.
I'm just not sure what else we're getting to. No,
I don't have.
Well, they just call you all kinds of names. They say all kinds of things about you, and I wanted to see.
Oh yeah,
your reaction.
that's good.
Was.
We need to farm some drama here.
I don't have your reaction. Yeah, I don't care. Even if Ethan didn't like me, I wouldn't
playing this
care.
video if you're not going to get mad. Oh my god.
Well, if I was going to get mad about stuff on the internet, I wouldn't be me.
I don't want people curious about what goes on in there. And that's a comic book publishing. By the way, anybody who drove past it would never know.
You're right.
That, those comics in there. So I don't have all caps comics, even though I have a great logo. Probably the best logo in independent comics. I could have the Laughing Man.
Yeah, it's so dumb that he had that on the window, by the way. I didn't even know that was the building at first.
In what I'm doing.
I couldn't find it because I wasn't sure which address it was.
So last thing
until you saw the giant Rippaverse sticker on
the and deliver bubble wrap, 100 rolls of bubble wrap. And
Mint pointed it
what
out.
goes on in here? And I said, we make comics and toys. And he goes,
Mint has better eyesight than me, so we were about to leave this industrial park, and she goes, "Wait, is that it?" And I look back, and I'm like, "It's on the fucking window."
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
He's such a.
Is that why your car pulled through on the security camera and just kept going because you just like what?
Yeah, we were just looking for it.
Boy and a girl.
Oh, that's funny.
And I gave him some Cyberfrog toys. A Cyberfrog toy for his boy.
Okay, this is Ethan talking about his Cyberfrog toys. Here we go. Because Ricada just he rails against you.
We'll wait for that to happen.
I mean, is that what it looks like from outside?
I hate to fucking do this because again, I want to say very clearly that Riley going to Rippaverse Warehouse is dumb and he should not do it.
Yeah, he told me that in person.
But if
I've known Ricada for 6 years,
stood outside
7
the
years,
Marvel Warehouse, everyone would cheer.
Longer than he's been
Everyone
famous.
would
I've been
cheer.
friends with him.
Okay? Just want to point that out.
Where did you see him in person?
I've just known Ricada for like 7 years. Like I've known him longer than any of you have known him.
A lawyer gave you free legal advice?
Huh?
Go ahead, Richard.
Well, he was my lawyer too for this. I hired him. I gave him money and I swore him as my lawyer too.
Oh.
For some of this. So, which was always my privilege to disclose or not. I just thought it'd be funny if I didn't say that. No, I mean, I didn't start messing with Eric July and his friends without leverage or like communal roots in people that he knew that he would have to have arguments with me about.
Oh, so you like play? Wait a minute. Okay,
dude. As soon as Eric fucked with me, I was like, "All right, what's my attack vector? Like, what do I do now?" It's like
that's 5D chess.
Well, I send super chats to Nick Ricada constantly. Like that's why when I found the ISOM lawsuit before it was even served to Eric, as soon as it was filed online, I super chatted to Dick and Ricada about it, so that they were breaking the story. When I put my music video up, I super chatted Ricada and Camelot about it, and then Camelot started getting night lettered. And then Ricada had to start talking about the blacklist. Me associating myself with people made psychopaths over here in FNT like start to cut them off, like just because I was being nice to them or something. You know what I mean? And because Nick Ricada can't sit there and say, "Yeah, kill him for going outside." It's not even Nick wants to take my side. And I'm a big like, hey, disavow me if I'm getting you heat kind of person. I say that to people. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Nick Ricada's like, yeah, he's a fat retard, and I told him not to do that. He did tell me not to do that. He told me it would be going too far. I don't do what people tell me to do. Okay, I'm not interested in that. My dad makes less money than me. I've achieved at life. Okay, so opinions on the internet don't matter to me. I'm totally fulfilled. That's kind of how all this happened. Everybody's viewing this as like, oh, Dick Masterson or EVS or Nick Arcada, they can tell him what to do. They can't. Eric could have apologized to me, and I would have, as a man, accepted that apology. But yeah, it's way too late now.
Oh, it is.
I mean, now I'm pissing on Eric's grave before this is over.
What would he? Well, he's got to be dead before you piss on his grave, right?
He will die. They all will. All men die.
Hard.
All men must die. That is true.
What kills must die.
If you read The Art of War, eventually your enemies will float down the river. You know.
So what? Okay, but what would it take,
Could be a
Riley,
long time.
for Ethan, or I mean, not Ethan. What would it take from Eric for you to be like, okay, it's all over now?
He would just literally have to make a video admitting. So here's the thing. He's so far into these lies, dude, that I don't even know if he believes what he's saying, because he admits in the police report that he thought I was done bugging him after he reported my Twitter and got it deleted. I have proof from a third-party source that Alex confirmed, too, that Alex James Miller is the employee who flagged my Teespring down. Eric may not have known that moment that that's what happened, but after the first couple weeks of me super chatting to try to bring attention to all this and me doing my hill bit and like, okay, what do I have to be silly so that people notice me? That's when they started just doubling down on lying and pretending that they had nothing to do. And then it's stolen valor. He didn't even get my website from any of his flags. We didn't flag him. It's like, well, no, I got that address. There's 2 addresses that I got. One from a Vicky flag and one from you flagging me. And so I just had both of them the whole time. Like, that's the... Man, I wish you guys could have heard everything I heard during the court trial, too, and discovery, and seen the DMs, and seen the DMs that he had access to from me, and vice versa.
Huh.
Like, they're over there fretting over a list of memes that I've sent. Well, I don't have it. Yeah, no, you're not allowed to have...
You can't memorize. You
from a
can memorize
court
is what you're
case.
saying.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you're not allowed to have it outside of the court, so nobody could give it to me. My lawyers would lose licenses and shit. But the stuff that Eric was like really worried about and like demanding Twitter give him and the police is like one of the memes that they were concerned about was Eric photoshopped on the head of a black baby in a pull-ups ad. This is the stuff that they're like, he's stalking me. Look, he's sending these in DMs.
Did the judge ever laugh?
There was no judge.
Oh,
I didn't get that far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the judge dismissed the information, like quashed it. So she must have laughed.
In his office, like,
you know, she must have laughed. It was so fucking stupid and silly.
The squid says that was my meme that I created.
I love that meme. That pull-ups meme that was mentioned to me by a lawyer.
It was
Because
brilliant.
it's one of the many DMs that Eric needed access to. It's like, and I think that. I just think that this would have happened to somebody else and it wouldn't have mattered to them. Like I had a bunch of free time. Like I'm kind of fucking around with a lot of this. It's not, Eric would have you think that I actually care about him, which isn't really the case. I mean, now I'm more invested because of the jail time. Got to get that back in super chats or whatever. In mocking Eric, but I'm not actually trying to monetize any of this or build a brand out of it or something. I'm kind of just going to make fun of Eric, like even with the Clippaverse stuff. Like I'm just going to make fun of Eric by doing a shared universe.
Your
Like with
videos
my
are so
girlfriend.
funny, man. Like I laugh. I keep rewatching those music videos. They're so spot on.
Oh,
They're
yeah, that's
hilarious.
what I wanna do.
Oh
Thank
man,
you.
more of that, please.
Yeah, I'm going to be the yay.
By the
of
way,
Comicsgate.
Riley, let me ask you, who's your favorite rapper?
Yay. What do you mean?
Kanye?
Yeah, Ye West. I don't know who
Because of
Kanye
his
is,
recent
but Ye
tweets,
West.
man.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite rapper. I've been rocking with Ye for 2 decades, and I'm not gonna pretend to stop now that he's being anti-Jewish.
Well, that's the question. Like, can you some people can't separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if he's good at what he does. That's all it really comes down to.
He released a bunch of new bully stuff. I mean, it's so good, dude. I don't even care. I mean, then the lyrics are a joke. The lyrics are fucking. They're saying that I'm a bully. I'm anti-Semitic fully. Like, then he's then in World War III, one of the new songs, it's gonna be a big song. He says like they're saying that I'm like Hitler. How could I be like Hitler when I am a fucking, and then the hard R in word.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like yeah, I mean, you can't be like Hitler.
Say
Hitler
it.
hates what you're doing. Hitler hates what Ye's doing right
Which
now,
word?
bro.
Which word what was that word you were gonna say? I didn't hear it. You didn't say it all the way.
Well, I'm not Kanye West, so I'm not going to.
Oh, okay.
At
Well,
his
we
peak, though,
discovered
Kanye
all
at
that.
his peak musically.
Huh?
He has a new.
Well, yeah,
meme.
dude, just saying like CIA, like honey trap words all the time is gonna result in you losing your bank account with one of these regimes, Patrick. You don't have to do it. Like you don't have to. So free speech is not compelling yourself to say slurs all day and lose your banking
What?
accounts. Like
Oh,
you know,
I didn't know that.
it's actually not part of it. It's just choosing what to say when you want to say it.
Oh, I thought it was just. Oh, well, you learn something new every day, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you seem really interested in the slurs. You're like, hey, you got to see the F slur? You got to see the N slur?
I
F
am
slur,
interested
N slur?
in
That's
slurs.
weird.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. I am very interested in slurs because
Yeah.
slurs are like
It's like your word autism.
No, well, yes, because if you allow slurs, then I know that you're all about freedom of speech. You will allow people to say whatever they want to say, regardless of who it may hurt. Because when it comes down to it, like I said, because I am like about our speech like that, I am because it's all guttural noises. Either so we've got two options in front of us. There we've got the conspiratorial possible option that Patrick is considering, but doesn't really fully believe that like words and the noises that are created from your mouth and the pitch and the way which you say it actually has a physical effect upon the world. That's one. That's one thought. The other is that they're just guttural noises that indicate meaning that is symbolized by the guttural noise you're making, and it's only based upon the culture and language you live in.
No.
That's the one that everybody has. Everybody thinks
Yeah.
that. You know
No,
what I
it's
mean?
magic.
That's the thing.
No,
Is
because
it magic or
I
is it
said
not
I
magic?
commit that. I said, oh, I vandalized your warehouse with these stickers, and then everyone's like, oh my god, he vandalized the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like I said, I'm stalking you, and people are like, oh my god, he's stalking him.
Even though you weren't. Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that words are the magic spells that we pretend they are in fiction. I
Yeah.
can say almost like, look at me, okay? I've fucked easily 70 women.
Wow.
80 women in my life.
Jeez.
Because you can say whatever you fucking want to them. And it's like a magic code. If you say the right thing, they fuck you. You can always choose to say the right thing. You don't have to go in there like with some predetermined end result that isn't having sex with them, like looking cool, sounding smart. You don't have to do any of that. If you want to have sex with them, you just say the words that get them to have sex with you. Like that fucking Harry Sisson guy getting nudes. Like, you can just say the right thing all the time. Sargon didn't have to lose his Patreon. He could have said sorry, right? And so the
But
only
real quick
salient
before you
point
move
I
on,
have
what are those
about
words
slurs-
that you used? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Well, I don't care what people say. I would never tell anyone what to say either way. But I personally, there's some decorum I think that I should observe because in 40 years, I'm going to have to answer for what I have been saying. And I don't really care that much about like saying slurs to have to defend those. I'm already having to defend like Looney Tunes-esque antics in court. Like I don't need to be in the firing line that you guys are in.
What do you mean?
Like free speech fighting. I'm now a 6th A guy. I'm no longer a 1A guy. I need to audit my right to face my accuser in court. You guys are still on the speech thing. Like, you guys are still pushing boundaries in speech. I've already been arrested for my speech.
I was wondering about that. Are you going to be able to strike back? Are you going to be able to get Eric to compensate you for taking you to jail? How's that going to work?
I mean, I'm going to keep laughing at him. He's going to keep failing. I mean, it's a downward graft the downward graft's not going to go up. Even if we all pretended to like Larry Shungite and we bought it, it would still raise like 800K.
Yeah, he's having a hard time crossing 100K right now with his Zalen character.
So to me, it's like there's no going after Eric July. I mean, he has fuck you money and he's a retard. So he'll spend $70,000 to try to ruin my life for the month or the year or whatever, easily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you knew all the things I knew behind the scenes about the court trial and its going-ons and how often Brandon was like spending company time compiling and sending memes to the court, I mean, it's all very psychotic, and it's not gonna really come out. Probably
after seeing
ever.
all the DMs, after seeing all those secret DMs from Eric, have you come to the conclusion that he's a gay man?
Well, so I didn't get his DMs. Whenever we would file for information, so he got all my stuff because I guess, and know this if you use Twitter, Twitter loves to just give information away now. Elon Musk is a big pro-government guy. Obviously, he works for it. So if you're saying anything funny on the internet, stop. Because they had, I mean, before there was even a warrant sworn out, they had all of my tweets, they had my address, they had my name, stuff like that they then had to confirm through a third-party verification, I think. But, like, the first thing Twitter does when asked for your information is give anyone everything. Just so you all know.
Dang.
Wow. I mean, that was the biggest revelation in all this to me, is like, oh, Twitter's a worse honeypot than when Jack Dorsey ran it. And didn't, like, Tim Apple and Jack Dorsey suck, but they don't give the government your information for fun. They kind of keep it to themselves because it's valuable.
But if at the time, if they were subpoenaed, I think they would give it also. I think also social media does.
Apple does some amount of like. Well, Apple, as far as I know, won't give away your like your password or anything. They won't open your phone for law enforcement and stuff. I don't know if that has changed, but for a while they wouldn't like help the cops. And I'm just saying Twitter goes out of its way to try to help the cops start a case against you.
If there's a high enough level of statist pig who asks for your information, every corporation will bend the knee.
For sure.
They all answer to the same people at the end, so.
Yep.
Patrick said conspiratorially, "Hello, Rocky Macabre." He said, "I always like the word slur. Sounds nasty." That's my question. That's my question. Is it the guttural noise that creates the quote unquote magic? Which I'm not totally.
It's the
I'm
images
not
in your
against
head,
that.
man.
That's what you say, but I'm more on like it's gotta be the actual, because there's vibrations that occur with the sound waves you're creating with your voice. And I think that certain maybe if you spoke, maybe there's words in a different language, like say the angelic language, which you may or may not believe in, that could actually have physical effect immediately. I understand the concept of manipulating somebody's psychology. But you can do that with any language at any time.
Right.
You know what I mean? But our words, anyway, let me say hello to my Lord and Master JD Kirby. Don't trust the man, he says. See, this is why the king of evil, JD Kirby.
I don't think if you yell the N-word at a dog, like he's gonna care though. I think like it's like black kids are told that that's an attempt to hurt them.
That's true. I see what you're saying there. Which
is
why
I could graphically describe child sex, and you would all start to get upset.
Yes, but
that's
that's why I'm
images.
saying like it's not the guttural noises that do it. It's not the actual vibrations being made by your voice and the particular sounds said.
Yeah.
So, for instance, in the Russian language, when you say the word fagot, you could call somebody a smelly fagot. What you're calling them is a brave tuba. You know what I mean? But if you call somebody a smelly faggot on the street, it's something different.
Yeah.
So
but that now you're talking about like people's like intelligence and stuff. It's Grice's maxims though. You have to be speaking to another person in a way in which you're both deciding to arrive at a conclusion together. That's the way that like words are understood by each other. So if I tell you, we speak a different language, what's the example that fucking Tom Scott gave on one of his YouTube videos? If I'm out of petrol and need a petrol station, and you're an American who doesn't know what petrol is, you could probably assume I need gas in the gas station. Like, there's some kind of, you're working towards something. If I walk up to you with an empty gas tank and I'm like, I need petrol, and you're like, I'm sorry, man, but we just don't sell petroleum jelly here. Like, and I don't know where you would get that. Like, it would be not helpful, and maybe on purpose or because of a low IQ curve that would be unhelpful. We tend to fill in the blanks and try to help each other through communication. When a stupid person hears a word like niggardly or niggling and feels like it's the N-word, that's because they're low IQ and they have word association like problems. You know? I don't think it's the guttural noise of it, right?
On this show here, it's just
Yeah. Well, I think it's a combination of all those factors that you guys mentioned, like Riley, the images that are evoked by the words that you know what they mean, you know, in terms of the objects that they're associated with. That's true.
Right.
And it brings it to mind. And so you're going to feel
If you
a
don't
certain
speak the
way.
language as I do, I can describe fucking a kid in deep detail and it won't bother you emotionally. But if we all speak the same language, one child pantomiming a fist pump says a lot. It's like
Very true.
It's your understanding of what's happening.
What a germane reference there.
Throat goat.
I don't even
I was good at it.
Dude, that was a quick self-immolation.
You are pretty good at that.
Dan Frege eliminated himself like in 4 days. It was pretty impressive.
Yep, it's like internet suicide.
No, I like that video though. I mean, I'm sure that they both said negative things about me.
No, I mean you ruined it. I mean, we were trying to do it. You just kept talking and talking and talking, and it's
Good.
over. It's over now.
You can't be watching videos on a show. People want to hear you talk to each other, and
isn't it more fun, chat? How do you guys? I mean, I just love like these conversations that we have here are much more fun than watching videos, and you know what I mean. Like it is.
Got to
more
be
fun.
really good at it.
This is
Your
a great
commentary
conversation about language that we're having here.
Yeah, we need that. We need like a Comicsgate like word podcast where we just talk about words.
Yeah,
we bring in one word every week and we argue the minutia of it until the word sounds foreign.
Oh my
like
gosh.
this week we're doing doorknob, and then we the etymology of it, the use in connotation and denotation.
Yes.
You're as dumb as a doorknob, dead as a doornail, dead as a doorknob. Which one's right? Which one's a malapropism? Which, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what
That'd
we
be
need
fun.
to do.
That'd be fun. Because there's lots of words like there's lots of words like that.
Yeah,
There's
like one person would watch us do that.
Well, you know, maybe.
Katie can't clip those shows. That'd be amazing.
A while back, remember, Patrick, I was making the argument that the N-word is going to lose its meaning in about 100 years.
Yes, you were.
I do believe that it will no longer even be offensive because it'll be so common.
A pasty white ginger fuck will be like, oh my gosh, I was about to say it. I was just about to say it. Should I say it?
I don't know, dude.
People will call me
100
racist,
years isn't
but
long
I'm
enough.
100% not racist. I'm the least racist.
I mean, think about how even in the last year, there have been a lot of people saying it very comfortably on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
More so than in the last like 30 years.
You know what I will say? I will say this much, and I'm going to say the word here, so just buckle up here. If you're a black man and you go around calling white men a hoe-ass nigga, like that's not fucking cool. Either the word is okay or it's not fucking okay. Like either no one's allowed to say it because it's offensive, or everybody's allowed to say it. If you're saying you can say it because of your skin color, what's the phrase that was? Oh, go fuck yourself all of the way off. Like fuck off. That is the stupidest shit I have ever heard in my life. And that was like the nail in the coffin of Eric July for me. When he started calling those white people hoe ass niggas. Like fuck
a lot of people's line.
You're not allowed to say that to people.
That really upset Dick and Nick. They were like, Nick's like, I'm saying it back, and Dick's like, well, that's the only word that I can't use back at you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
and he said it too. He really emphasized it too. It was funny.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is they've perpetuated that word, the use of that word, by continuing to say it for the last like 50 years. Because think about like the racial slurs for Japanese, like nips, used to be the slur for Japanese, but since nobody said it, a lot of people don't even know that word right now.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember when I was really young, and we would go to my grandparents' house for like 2 to 3 days a week. I was homeschooled in grade school, so like my mom would send us over there for a little bit, and my grandpa bought Japs pretzels one time, And one time I was just eating these pretzels. I love pretzels. I was eating these pretzels and I'm like, I love Japs. And my grandpa was like, don't say that. You shouldn't say that. And I was like, what do you mean? I didn't understand. But look, you're right, Carbon. Like that's if you decide that the word has no meaning, then the word has no meaning. It's like the opposite of the Harry Potter, he who shall not be named thing.
Yeah.
Like they make a big fucking deal about his name. And then it's a big deal. But if you don't make a big deal out of it, it's a fake word that doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Nah, there's too many stupid people. Like you're taking all the dummies out of the conversation. That word's gonna hold power for millennia. Like for a long time.
You got to admit, though.
People
I agree with Carbon
people
here.
freak
There's
out
words-
over two S's. If you put an S next to another S, even in a different font, people fucking cry. Like they start crying.
Like Nazis? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
SS? But
yeah, you can't have an S next. You can't use a swastika. You definitely can't use the N word.
But that's less than 100 years ago. I'm sure there's a million different horrible slur terms that all kinds of people had for each other. Like, let's say 1,500 years ago, that don't mean anything to anybody anymore.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is the N word means way too much to the stupidest people, white and black. Like the dumb people really are afraid of that word. That I'm telling you. Like it seems like a nice relief that Trump's in power, but if you guys are saying slurs the next 4 years, that curve back's gonna be very spicy for you. So just be prepared. Do it knowing that. Go into all of your yelling the F slur, knowing that you're going to be put in a fucking internment camp for saying it in the future.
Oh, I've always assumed that about myself.
All. That's what I like about you.
I'll end up.
I think I can tell that you're down to go to jail.
Well, why do you? I don't have a girlfriend for a particular reason. It's because, for the last 10 years of my life, I literally thought the world is imminently about to end, and then it didn't, and I was like, oh, so now I guess I gotta live life.
Gotta live now. That's the hard part.
I gotta make plans now.
Yeah, I know it sucked, and I spent 10 years not making any plans. I feel like an idiot now.
Well, I guess I'll make comics.
Yeah, right.
I mean, but I bought 5 of those Kanye West swastika shirts, and I don't think you guys bought any of them. So
I was thinking about it.
Well, I'm happy to be on whatever list that put me on. I did try to own them. So I would have given them out to all my friends for their birthdays. Like, here you go.
The new album cover is a swastika, right?
It's a little black kid with grills, but it's...
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He joked about it being the album cover.
Cop out. He should have just leaned into it.
I honestly think he should. To your guys' point, you can take power away from these things. Hitler took all of the peace out of that swastika in a decade. And you could take all of the serious meaning from it if you let Kanye wear it for a decade and interrupt Taylor Swift wearing it and shit. You just wouldn't care anymore.
Mm-hmm. There are certain words, though, that I will admit, because of the power structure that exists in the world, there are certain words that will be allowed to be said. They're still offensive to a large portion of people.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't offend the most powerful people, you can kind of get away with saying lots of things. But if you offend the most
people
powerful
being bankers.
Actually, that's exactly
our friends in
what I would
hats.
say.
That's what.
I mean,
I don't know what they're wearing, but they work at a bank.
Yeah, all I would say, I would agree there in that what it really comes down to is the economic strings pulled.
Yeah.
And so what they're true in their heart, their ideology is, whether or not they are, whatever they are, in their hearts, that's what matters most. But I think a lot of them, on the outset, are the international bankers are the cause of the vast majority of.
And I mean rich people, right? Just other rich people.
No.
All of Ye's friends.
I wouldn't say all the rich
so
people.
that they keep being rich.
There's some good rich people.
A lot of them, man.
There's lots of good rich people in the world.
I don't know.
Lots of good rich people in the world. But there are the international bankers who control the literal form of economy that you're allowed to engage in your entire country, and then your entire country owes these fucking private individuals money.
They
That's
lost control
a problem.
now. They're losing control more and more every day.
We'll see. How do you know that's not controlled by said people?
Because you can read the code. you can look at how it's made. It's open source software.
But it's like this, Frederick. It's like this, Frederick. If an EMP were to hit every part of the world at all times right now, like say that the end of the world were to happen, Bitcoin would mean jack shit.
No, it'd come back online whenever the electricity would go back online.
No, like because people would not like.
Yeah, this Eric Kripke's revolution.
Imagine that the internet goes off.
Power's gone.
Imagine the internet goes off for 2 weeks. If you think that the human species is gonna get out of that without mass murder and mass like people robbing each other for those 2 weeks, I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, as soon as the power comes back on, the transactions continue. TikTok next block. There's a block every 10 minutes somewhere on the planet. You can't turn off the internet, Patrick. Not everywhere in the world at the same time. The nodes are distributed. That's the decentralized part.
Yes, you can. The internet is this fleeting, like, aerial thing that will die the moment that technology dies.
It was made to resist a nuclear attack. That's what it's made for.
I'll believe you when the nukes drop, and I'll believe you then.
Patrick,
Go ahead,
I'm
Riley.
agreeing with you. We're very close to another Library of Alexandria burning.
Oh,
and it'll take a new form.
It will.
It'll be like that more than it'll be
Bitcoin, the dollar, the euro, the ruble, all of it will mean nothing in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, the only thing that will mean anything, and I'll be honest with you, the only thing that will mean anything is at the top of the list, alcohol, and then guns, and then food, and water. That's it. Those are the only things that mean anything.
And
a musket.
Good
musket that you
old-fashioned
can load
musket.
with gunpowder.
Yep.
You're gonna be ready for it, Patrick.
I'm already ready for it. I've been ready for the past 10
know,
years.
Dude, I can feel it.
Yeah, that's why I'm so like not.
Tim Pool's a
developed in other
grifter.
ways.
You're actually a doomsdayer. You're like,
I'm
ready.
I don't have a girlfriend for these reasons.
Oh, amazing! I wish I could be you, Patrick. I wish I could not have a girlfriend.
No.
Grass is always greener, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, I gotta go. She's
Oh.
fucking looking at me. Thanks for having me on.
Speak of the
Dude, it was
devil,
great.
yeah.
It was good to have you on. Look, we'll have you on sometime very soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of town for like a month, but I'll be back for For Canon's Sake and stuff next month, and then I'll hit you up.
Sounds very good.
Nice to meet you,
dude. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Clippa. Like, keep making videos, man. Those rock and those inspire us, and I'm sure makes a mockery of EJ.
Thank you. I mean, you just got to know how bad it hurts him to be disrespected by someone he thinks he's that much better than.
Yes.
And like, I'm not trying to be better than anybody, so it's really effective. I walk up and I go, "Hey, we're similar," and you go like, "Oh my God, what's it say about me?" That's correct, Eric. That should make you feel bad. Like the fact that, like, I look more like this picture of us than you look like it in your drawing of it, right? Like, it's like that's got to be what upsets him. That's why he put it in the little documentary. Whatever EVS and Shane were gonna say about me in that clip, I endorse. And I endorse anything negative you guys ever say about me. I'm gonna take everything way too far.
Let's do it. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate the time.
Later, bro.
And tell Mint before you guys go on your little vacation, she better send me that picture of Minotaur.
Yeah, she said she didn't do it today, and I said you have to do it tomorrow, so she will.
Cool.
Or else, bitch.
Or else.
Hey, Mint, you did that trading card for Richard Embry, right? Everybody back Richard Embry's.
Wait, can we see that
campaign.
somewhere before you go? I want to see that somewhere. Richard, do you have it on your comic?
I do.
Here, Mint, come over here and plug the comic for a second before you kick me off. The show.
Richard, would you rather you share it and you scroll through it, or would you rather me?
Talk about it with them for a second.
Okay, let me
You
grab
can.
it. Let me grab it here real quick.
Yeah, I got
Hello.
three free trading cards that by three different artists in Comicsgate, Finbar, Mint, and Matt Burke, who does I'm totally spacing out on his comic, but he also has a comic too. So I gotta go look that up. But yeah, man, it's all ready to go. Final pages have been sent and lettered, everything. My guy's putting it all together to get ready to go to print.
Oh man, exciting time.
Yeah. The Mint did this
Hell
piece
yeah.
right here. So thank you, Mint, for doing that.
Yeah.
It's a self-insert.
I like the colors on Mango. It was a little bit different because that's what
Thank
I wanted
you.
to do. I wanted to have different artists come and give their interpretation of the characters. You know, like Brian Brindley, he's like canon. That's like the artist for it. As long as me and Brian are doing this, we're doing this together. But I still like to see what other artists, how they interpret these characters. So it was cool, man. It was fun.
Yeah, I enjoy doing the drawing. I definitely think my strong suit in this piece of art is the colors.
Oh yeah, agree.
Like originally I had the idea where it'd say rock, paper, scissor, like rock where the bartender is, paper is sword instead of scissors, it's sword. And like
But then
sword.
nobody got that.
Nobody got that at all because the text is not on there. So I had designed it with the text in mind. So without the text, it looks empty. And if I didn't have it designed with the text in mind, I would have composed it a little bit differently. But I do like the idea of Mango being in the foreground because he's so big, and I'm a little bit sick. So if I sound sick, that's why I'm a little bit sick. Also, I felt like I wanted to convey a lot of the energy with the sword smack, and I hope I did that right. I'm always trying to get more dynamic with everything, but you probably could. I'm a little bit stiff with the poses, if you could tell. I'm always trying to get more dynamic, get more of the energy in there. But I'm very proud of the Mango. Also proud of the girl. It was actually I think the first time I've colored the lighting on like metal and how it reflects differently than other fabrics. Well, it's not a fabric, it's metal. And how the Mango's wearing leather, right? He's wearing So that's a different shading style, like how it.
Yeah, with the different texture.
Like metal reflects everything. Metal reflects in a weird way, versus this fabric's a little bit more. I don't know how to describe it. Subtle, and then metal is just like all over around. Yeah, it's hard to.
Coloring's hard, so I was like, "Oh wow, this looks nice." I liked it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you do.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I tried to also have like a contrast of the values too with the colors. So like where you see the shadow of the floor right next to the blade of Mango's axe, that's high contrast and value in order to establish some depth there. And I also wanted to have a darker value, like the shading underneath Mango. I wanted to add to contrast so it wasn't like looking like the same color of the table, you know? So
That should have been darker.
I do think it should have been darker.
Need to be darker.
I need more contrast.
You gotta use ambient occlusion. It's not contrast.
Ambient occlusion, he says.
Surface, the darker the space in between the two things are.
Yeah, I should have done more of that.
Nobody does that in comics.
Ambient occlusion.
The purple and the green complement each other.
Mint, have you ever read any of Frank Miller's work? You ever seen any of that?
Wolverine.
Have you ever seen Frank Miller's Daredevil or his Sin City or his he's got a bunch of different things, but
not the comics.
Okay,
I've seen the movie.
Okay,
not too many movie reviews.
Did you do a movie review of it?
Sin City, I have.
Oh, really? I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I did that in Vegas.
You should. Once I get the thing from you, the piece from you, I will send you some Frank Miller comics. You got to look at them because what you're trying to what you said just now, just said you wanted to do with the shadows. He does he's the master.
All right,
I'll send that to you, and you can take a look at his
Hell
stuff
yeah.
and see what you can take from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love studying art.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's not me in the back.
What is? No, that's not. Oh no, that's not. People thought that was Riley in the back, the bartender, but it was a
misconception. You've got to correct.
It's not Riley in the back. It's a character from the book. It's the bartender from the book.
Nice.
I was like, well, who's the bartender? Let me look at the guy. And then I drew him. But I think I drew him a little bit fat. So that's why everybody thinks it's Riley, but it's not Riley. Yeah, like Corgan art. Jinx. Alex Toth.
Alex Toth.
I shall then.
Yes. Fantastic. Great work. Great work indeed. So what do we have to get the 3K? We're already there.
Yeah, everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the first trading card that I did that is going to be out. The first one that I did actually was the Super Killer, but that one's not out yet. This is out.
Why is that?
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, never mind.
Right. First one that's coming out. So Petra, yeah, you're gonna beat her to it. Awesome.
Yeah, I already ordered it too.
Veto to
Very
it.
nice.
Yesterday. So yesterday
Hell
or the
yeah.
day before. But I confirmed them
excited.
today. Yeah, so yeah, and I'm just gonna make it limited. Like once I fulfill pretty much, I'm gonna do like a little closeout stream, and once that's done, then that's it, man. No more free trading cards.
Aw, yeah.
So
I'm excited to see what it'll look like in my hand, so I could be like, okay, what do I need to
We all like knowing what it
emphasize
looks like in our
more?
hands.
And what do I need to emphasize more when I draw? Like what to keep in mind when drawing a trading card, whether like all the details are clear, if I like more contrast always.
Yeah.
That's just what.
Be a naked woman next time.
Yeah, well, this is my first time doing trading cards, so this is a learning curve for me, And I'm real like I let the artists do what they do. Like, hey, just handle it, I just have fun with it, and so I let people, when I hire people, I just let them have fun.
I got this one in the mail today.
Nice.
This is from Immortal Rising, our friend Aaron.
Yes.
And the Empress. This is a Corey Barton.
How did you get the card? I didn't get a card.
He came on my show and I asked him for it.
Oh, okay. He gave me a shirt, but I'm one of those guys who I can't wear that shirt. The boobs are too big. They got to be reduced in size. The boobs here are just the right size, Mint. You did a great job with the boobs. You know what I mean? They're not too big. They're not too small.
Well,
I want to make them accurate.
There you go.
Yeah.
What
Some people
cups do you
just like
think?
to. Go ahead.
I didn't hear what cups. What did you say? What type
D
of cups?
cups.
I'm interested. D cups. I'm very interested in boobs. I wanted to get that very specific detail.
Really?
So I can visualize them. Yeah.
Where does that interest come from?
Boobies are cool. I have boobies.
Everybody likes boobs.
They are pretty cool.
Yeah. Who
You
wouldn't
know, I
be
tried to
interested
turn
in
a gay
boobies?
guy straight one time.
All right.
No, wait. I gotta
Yeah,
tell
that's
the
enough.
story to
That's
you,
enough
Nick,
talking.
Before you go, I want to tell the story to you. There was this
Okay.
gay guy who was in my fraternity, and he was like, I don't like women. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, have you ever seen boobs before? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, and I just started talking to him about boobs. And at the end of the conversation, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna look into this. And I was like, good.
You've changed my perspective on boobs.
Yeah,
Doing the Lord's work.
That's right. I'm trying to turn people back, to God. Oh, that's sacrilegious. I shouldn't say these kinds of things. Anyway.
No, I mean, God created boobs, man.
He
Don't
sure
forget
did.
that. And it's our first contact with nourishment.
That's true.
When we're born.
And they are beautiful.
Or-
Nobody can
or-
deny that.
or
I
nature.
just feel
Gotta
okay.
respect the boob.
Well, thank you, Mint, for being here. Send me my fucking commission.
I
What
will do
hold
that.
up?
I was sick, and I just
know.
was been sleeping
It's
the
okay.
entire few days.
It's okay. You do your thing. And thank you, Riley, for coming on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
It's
See
nice
ya.
meeting you.
Any of our stuff, but plug Katie's show.
Oh yeah.
Immortal Rising review by you.
Oh, I do Min's Got Issues on Katie Did's Good Morning Comicsgate on Mondays. And yeah. Oh yeah. You tripped over the light. That distracted me.
Promote Katie.
Oh yeah. Immortal Rising #1. Good thing you mentioned it. Immortal Rising #1 review. coming out Monday at noon. And also a new comic book review every Monday at noon.
Wow.
So,
Fantastic.
Very nice.
Mint, before you go, can you post in the private chat your link to your channel? I'm trying to bring it up here. I posted Clippaverse, but it's not yours.
I'm very far away.
No, you're good. No, you know what? Hold on. I'll do it. I gotta.
Hey,
It's
Pat,
hard to
you
type in
you
these
gotta
gloves.
get going.
It's youtube.com/ASE presents.
Okay, I'll post that. Richard. Okay, so good. Thank you, Mint.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Riley. Goodbye, guys. Have a good night.
All right, have a good night.
Thank
Take
you.
care,
And-
guys.
And
Good night.
Richard,
And good night.
peace out. Richard, thank you so much for coming on, brother. Nice to see you.
All right. Thank you for always promoting the book, man.
Always.
I appreciate you guys, man. I really do appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
This second issue, I read it. I feel it's solid. Carries on the story, and it's gonna get you hooked for issue 3, which we're already working on. So a lot of positivity coming out of this book. So I'm just stoked for it, man. I'm happy for it. I had the letter, they give you the hey, approve it before I send the large files.
Mhm.
And man, I just have it on my tablet reading it, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. Well done, Embry. So
Yeah, you did a great job. I'm excited to get this second issue. The first issue was a lot of fun too. I'm excited to get the
Thank you.
second one and these cool.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to build, man. Just 20 pages at a time. Build it. And just keep making people believers and delivering, and just staying on the grind. And I've been fortunate for some comic book kings to like it. I've been fortunate for some industry pros that are actively working to like it and give it a shout out. And the guys like my peers, which me and you guys, have been supportive. So I'm just gonna keep that going, man, and just help out and continue to keep on the grind and just have fun with this comics, man. So
Yeah. I mean, and this is how we do it. This is how, because you were never in the professional sphere, the Marvel DC sphere. But
yeah,
this is the kind of get up and go, the kind of gumption that it takes in independent comics to get in here and start doing stuff. And we're lucky in Comicsgate to have professionals who help us out and give us
Exactly.
advice and stuff like that to
Yeah.
become better. This is what it's all. This to me is what Comicsgate is all about. Actual people who weren't in the industry, learning from the professionals, coming in here and doing their best work. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And they root you
Fantastic
on,
stuff.
man. They root
Yeah.
you on. They see the passion in it and continue to go. So, but I gotta get going, brothers. Thank you guys. I've these last couple of weeks, I was like, man, I'm just putting it all together. So took a couple of weeks off from the internet, but
Mhm.
now time to get back in the groove, man. And start coming
Yeah,
around
man.
more. So
Yeah,
It's good
nice
to see
seeing
you.
you, Richard. Yeah.
all right, appreciate you guys. Talk
Have
to
a
you
good
guys.
one, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a few more things that I would like to bring up just real quick.
I have to mention that
Yeah.
John Malin is closing out Graveyard Shift Volume 5, Second Chance tonight.
Right
So
now.
anyone who hasn't gotten that yet, definitely pick up. The main cover looks really good. The new John Malin cover on it.
He's got a new John Malin cover.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the interior is by the late Tommy Patterson, which was a shocking, sudden passing. So definitely, this is a book to support.
Wow.
Very much so. I would like to bring up if you guys want to bring Carbon, do you want to bring that up and talk about it?
I put the link in the private chat because I have trouble sharing.
Oh.
Just easier.
Well,
I put the link in there.
Here we go. Let me bring it up. Whenever I do that, I think of the beginning to "Wake Up Dead" by Megadeth. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the song.
Okay.
It's interesting how that translates into that song, though.
It's just it was the rhythm. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom,
Yeah.
ba-doom, ba-ba-da. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Graveyard Shift Volume 5 variants, $33,000. That's the 33. That's a Freemason number right there.
Illuminati
Trailer.
confirmed. Yeah.
John always has like the best songs to go with his trailers.
It's metal as fuck.
It's metal as fuck, dude. When it hits that riff, bum, 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 I'm just like, yeah, let's fucking go. It's so sick. Look at this. Look what we've got here. The Blood Bag, $75. This is looks like 3 comics here. I should just scroll. Garmin, do you want to talk about it? Or do you want me to talk about it? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like steal your thunder here.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, I could. That's the new Jean Malin cover, which is beautiful. Love the composition on that and the colors. And Black Riding Hood on the left there. Apparently, he's including him in this universe.
That's sick.
The small guy on the left. So I like that a lot. But yeah, on this campaign, you can catch up. He has the collected edition of I think it's 1 and 2 together, and then 3 and 4. And then, of course, Omega Storm. The variant cover is on here as well.
Do you have all of this, Carbon, already?
All the catch-up stuff? Yeah, I have everything.
Okay.
Let me think. The only thing I'm missing, I didn't get the supplementals for the first and second book. I don't have. Actually, I think I may have ordered it recently to catch, so that I will have everything upon the next delivery.
Very nice. So what this has been described as, folks, is like if Universal Monsters was mixed with the X-Men. That's kind of what it's been described as, at least by John and some other people. So, kind of like a team book, but more horror themed, which is very cool. There was the last issue, I think, that came out. I'm pretty sure it was the last one, had a very shocking ending that many people, including myself, were like, what the fuck is this? So if you like that kind of stuff, you like the shock, and it is certainly shocking, then this is the book for you.
It's violent, but it's not gratuitous in terms of gore. You know
what I'm talking about, Carmen.
Oh no, yeah, Omega Storm. The ending of Omega Storm is shocking. The content more so because of what happens, but in terms of the visuals, it's not. It's not gruesome in terms of seeing everything.
Gotcha. Let's look at these.
But anyway,
real quick.
It's a great series. I like the character designs. I find it impressive that there's so many very different looking characters in it, which I think is really challenging to pull off, where they actually still look unique and new. So having original characters is really a rarity these days,
It really is that, and I personally think that's one of the most important things about making a new comic book is that you've got to make your characters look different than other people so they stand out.
Yeah, for sure.
Very cool stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Go back, Graveyard Shift Volume 5 right now if you can. And personally, I'm biased, so I'm going to recommend the Malin cover. if it came in black and white, does it come in black and white? Yes, it does.
Oh,
Ooh, but
really?
you got to get the
I
whole
didn't know
comic
that.
in black and white.
That looks
That's,
Oh, damn.
That's
That is nice.
That's
I'm gonna
sick.
do that because I love the black and whites here. I'm not that the colors are bad. I'm just saying like I like seeing the line work here. Very cool.
We know you're
This is
against
a comic
colors,
guy.
Patrick.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
The colored.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Amazing. All right, let me bring up. I want to talk about. This is a new comic. So this is another thing. When we talk about Comicsgate and we talk about like what Comicsgate is all about, this is a great example of what part of what Comicsgate is about to me. Obviously, because I'm not in the industry or never was in the industry. But Tom Tuttle, if you're worth your salt in the Comicsgate world, he's been there since the very beginning. And he is, he's always in the chat for tons of streams. He's always been there. He super chats all the time for people. He spent a lot of money just supporting creators in this sphere. And he has his own comic book now. And it's really cool. It's it's a vampire western. So let me play the trailer here, which it is by Von Claus. So let me play this trailer here and we'll talk about it. Very cool stuff. That reminds me, this whole campaign reminds me of the Red Dead Redemption Undead DLC that came out. If you guys know what I'm talking about.
No, I haven't seen that, but I've got for the first one or for the second one?
For the first one.
Oh, I don't have the first one. I just
You didn't
bought
know
the
about
sec-
that?
No, I just bought the second one, but I haven't played it yet. Like I'm pretty new to that chapter of gaming. I was gaming when I was a kid, but I stopped at PS1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming back now with the what you would call it, the Valve Steam Deck.
Len Lurks Moore says, "Love this." Yes, sir. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks so fucking good.
Frederick, before you play, see that's hard. Chronologically speaking, Red Dead Redemption, the first one, occurs after the second one. But it's one of those things where if you can handle game mechanics regressing, then I would say play 2 and then 1.
Okay.
Because it's cool.
Because right now I'm playing Batman Arkham Asylum for the first time, and like people have been telling me for years that's
a great
fucking
game.
awesome. Yeah,
Fantastic game.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, just you mentioned on your show last night that you had played the RoboCop game.
Yeah, well, I just downloaded it and started it. So I bought it, but I haven't like played through it yet. I just like got it ready because right now I'm on Batman. So when I'm done with Batman, I'll maybe get to another game. I'm a real gamer now, so I have like way more games than I can play. It's crazy.
Gotcha.
Those stupid Steam salesmen, they'll just like Sleeping Dog, $3. Like you can't say no to that.
Yeah.
Well, another quintessential that you have to play is the God of War 2018 game. The one that came out for PS4.
Yeah, never played.
That's another
that
classic.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen, you don't have to play the whole about Ragnarok.
Ragnarok was a little bit of a disappointment. Not that it was a bad game, but it rehashed too much from the reboot. So yeah, so Frederick, the one I'm mentioning, you don't have to play the whole series at all. They made it like a kind of soft reboot in 2018, and it was just called God of War, and it was an amazing experience. It was very cinematic. it's an epic. Like it's worth playing for sure.
Okay, I'll
The
add it to my
sequel-
wish list. Yeah, I usually grab them when the sale comes on.
Also, Patrick, there was some wokeness in Ragnarok, which
Yeah.
turns me off so much.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
The thing about the new God of War games to me, Carbon, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit here, is that the dialogue is, how would I put it, atrocious. Like, it is egregiously bad, so much so that I have no interest in playing the first God of War ever again, ever. And it's because the dialogue is like very obviously written by people who don't know how to write and only understand dialects from modern like lingo, and they like write things in such a way that people talk like they're from the modern world. And you could make the argument like, well, they're trying to immerse you in it, but like it just feels like lame and fake to me. I was actually kind of like, everybody's like, God of War 2018 is the greatest. It's such a great game. And I played it and I was like, it's just the dialogue and the story for me were just like, I don't like this.
Well, I mean, I'll agree that the dialogue is very basic. It's not, I wouldn't call it well written in terms of the dialogue being
it's a fun game,
engaging, because it's kind of written very straight. It's very, it's almost written like it's video game dialogue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know what you mean by that, but the story though was cool, and the environments were awesome.
Were spectacular. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Frederick, I'm gonna just send you a list of my favorite video games of all time now that I know that you're like looking for games.
Well, I'm not looking, but if you've got good ones, I'll add them to my wish list and grab them when they
That's
get on
the
sale.
thing. There's games you should play before other games that are like not worth you playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
And coming
It's very
from
true.
people who like I know, like I feel like Carbon knows his games. I know my games. Coming from people who've been doing it for a while, like you should play some of these games before you play.
Here's where I'm coming from. I'm using the games also as research for my character. So I'm tending to play superhero games like Spider-Man, Batman,
yes.
things that get me like flying in the
Okay.
city. If I'm flying in the city, it puts me in the headspace for Rattel, right? Because he's got this quad board. and
Have
he's
you
flying.
played? Okay, so here's a good one for you then. I'll give you a direct correlation there. Have you played the Spider-Man 1 PS2 video game, the one that came out for the movie?
I bought the remastered version.
That doesn't.
Spider-Man 1.
No. I'm
No?
not talking about the. I'm not talking about the. Because he's got a white spider on his suit. The one. No. I'm talking about the one for the very first Spider-Man movie with the Green Goblin in it. It's on PS2. That's the thing.
No, I've never played that one.
So you got to get yourself a PS3 or a PS2 because they're backwards compatible.
Okay.
There's a point at which either you can use cheats to get it, which you can just look up online, or you can play the game all the way through on hard difficulty and unlock the Green Goblin to play as a playable character in all the levels. And he's got a Goblin glider. So that's
okay.
kind of like directly like what you're looking for.
I see what you're talking. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
I'll send details to you.
Yeah.
Now that I know that you play video games, I'm going to send tons of details.
I'm a gamer now.
Yeah. But I anyway, that whole point was for me to say, I thought it was funny because you mentioned the RoboCop game. And when you mentioned that, I had literally just pressed buy on Steam to download
because it's on
it.
sale. Yeah. And it's
Dude,
so faithful.
I
to
played
the
it that
movie.
night. It's fucking sick. It
is the movie, like
it's so
spot
cool.
on.
I was like, there was a point. I don't know if you got to this point where the
No, I haven't started.
psychologist-
Like I said, I just installed it. That's it.
There's a point at which the police department psychologist is like, they've been working on your cybernetics this whole time, but nobody's ever really thought about your human brain. Would you like to, have a session with me and talk about your feelings?
Yes,
And
I heard about
there's
that.
a long pause, and he just goes, I am not sure. That was so funny.
You got a few decision trees you can go down as well.
Yes. It's actually really well made for like a game from a
Yeah,
smaller
like
studio.
people say that this studio should have never made a game so good as this because they made a bad Rambo game before they did that, and it's praised by everybody. It's like it's AA that feels like a AAA.
It's
Except-
very good.
Yeah.
and it's very, very violent, which is I like.
Oh,
it.
dude, the people explode. You can headshot or groin shot one hit.
I was on like the upper level of a 2-story building, and there's a ceiling above us with like rafters and stuff. And I was trying to throw the guy. I grabbed a guy by the throat, and I was trying to throw him off of the bridge onto the ground, but I threw a little high, and his head hit the fucking girder and just came straight off. And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, oh shit.
Yeah, because
very cool.
That's an awesome feature when you get close to people, you could just grab them and throw them,
or just punch them. It's very. I'm very pleased. Like I'm very pleased by how towards the movies the game is. It's just like, all right, we're just gonna make a game based off the movies. Very cool.
Made by people who love RoboCop. Clearly,
100%. Speaking of loving things,
very brief mention though.
Yes.
Very brief. Put on your list, Frederick. Ghostbusters. I believe the PS4 release. It's just called Ghostbusters.
Really?
Because you mentioned being accurate to the movie. That was an excellent game where they actually got the living actors at the time. So the voices of Bill Murray.
Oh, this is the
Aykroyd.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, they call it Ghostbusters 3.
Yes, where the script of it was a potential third movie.
Yeah.
For Ghostbusters, and it was fantastic. It was so accurate to the movie, and like it just felt like you were playing the true Ghostbusters. So you gotta check that one out.
Oh man, I will. If I could run across it, I'll definitely grab it.
Perfect.
It's legendary.
Speaking of things you should grab, see, I'm always trying to segue. We've got 7 amens before sundown, ladies and gentlemen. How far would you go for love? What would you do? Would you kill? Who would you kill? Sawyer Bain was a man of the gun, and cut a long red ribbon across the West until something happened that made him put his guns down. He found the love of a good woman, found a faith he didn't know he had, and became a man of the soil. Now he must take up his guns again. His wife has vanished, and the trail leads to a town called Half a Rock Hill. And Half a Rock Hill, it's pretty quiet during the day, but it really comes to life when the sun goes down. A grisly, ghoulish feast of love, death, and vengeance from Tom Tuttle and Christian Rossi, splattered out across 44 pages of story. Choose from the full-color Grindhouse edition, featuring a senses-shattering cover by Graham Nolan, the black and white Till Death Do Us Part edition, with a heart-ripping cover by Peter Gilmore. Or, as with age-old Marianne vs. Ginger question, why choose? You can have both. Very, very sick. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Tuttle is the epitome of Comicsgate coming forward. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. At least for people like us who were never in the mainstream. This is what it's all about. It's all about putting in your dues, putting it all before, and people will say what they want to say about it, and you got to learn your lessons and keep moving and take your knocks. And I think Tom is all ready for that. We're at 3,815 at the moment. We got to get this to 5 before the week's end. We've got to get.
I think this is gonna go past 10K.
I agree
for sure. This looks excellent.
It does.
The interior pages. Who's the artist on the interior pages?
Christian Rossi.
Okay, yeah, I've never seen his work, but it's very reminiscent of styles that I like. I love the shading.
Yep.
And like the earthy tones. He's pulling off the Western look like perfectly. So this looks great.
Oh yeah. Notice this too. I love this here. You see like the cloud of smoke. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but directly below the sun, there's this the mountain range, but there's a cloud of smoke that breaks it up.
Yeah.
I
love that. Right.
That's
there.
atmospheric perspective.
Yes. So cool. I love that stuff.
It's beautiful.
And the sun. Oh, I wanted to mention this too because it was in the trailer. This sun, the way they draw the sun. Oh, so beautiful. I love that stuff.
Very cool.
Great, great stuff. Christian Rossi seems to be a fantastic artist.
Love the colors too.
Oh yeah. Great stuff.
Different colors, I would imagine, than the artist.
There's no specification for that, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be the artist.
No, I'm pretty sure Christian does everything. I'm pretty sure.
It's more and more common now.
Yeah. And obviously we've got, I'm going to not to shit on Graham Nolan, but I'm going to promote the Peter Gilmore cover here. Above all, it's a love story. It's like one of those classic like rom-com like covers. I love it. Fantastic stuff. This is this is Peter Gilmore at his best, just drawing beautiful women and horror at the same time. Fantastic.
Which is the Graham Nolan cover?
This one, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because there's just the two covers. Yeah. So this is, I know, I can tell by the style that this is Peter. And then I would assume this is Graham here. Very cool stuff.
Looks like a movie poster.
It does, doesn't it? It's a great cover. I like this. See, I'm a big fan of the simplified covers for comic books. Like people, there's a couple covers for the next campaign that I'm doing where like we don't even have credits or company logo on the front, and some people will be like, "That's doesn't look good." I think it looks more beautiful when it's kind of simplified. It's just grinded down to what the basics necessities are. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, 7 a.m. before sundown. We've got to get $5,000 before sundown on Sunday. So let's make this happen, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Tuttle, a Comicsgate veteran, in the chat. He's a chat member. He really is. So we gotta do what we can to make this a real thing. And one last thing I'd like to show. I'm gonna only show it a little bit because it just started, so there's gonna be some time on it for sure. And also, we're gonna have this gentleman on as a special guest pretty soon here. Well, like Tom, we're gonna have them all on as a special guest here. But we've got, let's see here, Silence Do Good by Salty, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look, he made a lot of money in the past 2 days. Wow. Wowee! Silence Do Good, the story of time-traveling Benjamin Franklin. He's got to take on an AI, essentially an AI authoritarian government. Let's check out the trailer here. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another, it's an upcoming, so he's done, this is number 3, if I'm not mistaken. I probably might be mistaken. I know he's done at least one before this has launched here. Hold on a second. Anyway, let me read the thing here. Can America's greatest founding father stop a malevolent AI from enslaving humanity before time itself runs out? Benjamin Franklin is Silence Do Good, a clever, daring, and rebellious teenager thrust into an unimaginable crisis. Snatched from his time, he's imprisoned in a virtual reality world designed by Milo, America's most formidable tech mogul. This world, governed by a cunning AI, is a place where algorithms dictate every move. Humanity is trapped in a sleepless dream, and liberty is a forgotten concept. Faced with a pivotal decision, Ben's choices reach far beyond his own fate. They threaten to alter the course of history. As he navigates his bewildering new world, he must rally allies, outsmart formidable foes, and unravel the secrets of his abduction before time itself is irrevocably disrupted. I used the wrong word there, but it's the same meaning. Written and illustrated by award-winning writer and artist Sean Salter, with guidance and consultation from Eisner Award-winning Mike Barron and legendary artist Paul Ravoche. So at this point, folks, you should know just from these three names here, Sean Salter, Mike Barron, Paul Ravoche, you should know this is something you're going to want to back. Fantastic. Look at this. Great artwork so far. Fantastic. Very cool stuff. Benjamin Franklin, a teenager Benjamin Franklin. Maybe he smokes some weed. We don't know. He probably does, but he's in the future now where he's got to defend against AI. We'll see how he reacts to that. This is an interesting page. I'm excited to see what this page is all about because this is very different from every other page that he's shown so far. Also, it's important to note for the folks at home that this book is fully written and illustrated, ready to print, with additional covers by Dan Lawless and Eric Weathers. And then once they've hit their modest goal, they'll send the book to the printer. So this is it's a done deal, folks. If you back this book, you're going to get it no matter what. Just depends on like which cover do you want. Do you want the Sean Salter cover? Do you want the Dan Lawless cover? Or do you want the Eric Weathers cover? It's up to you. I chose Sean's cover just because I like to choose the artist who's drawing it, like the interior pages. If I can, I'd like to do that. Sometimes people don't offer you that option. Like I sometimes have not offered people that option, but I do. So I'm gonna back that one. Although the Dan Lawless cover is nice. He draws a nice. It just seems like all of his characters have nice personalities. You know what I'm saying when Dan draws them. Anyway, 78 pages of sci-fi action and adventure. 78 pages.
Well, that's not small.
Not small. Yeah, we were talking. That's right. If you get this thing in your hands, folks, it's going to be big. I'm telling you. $25. We got a Silence Do Good exclusive t-shirt. I'm going to get that. That's pretty sick.
You always get the t-shirts, don't you?
Of course. I always get the t-shirts. Even though I don't wear all of them all the time. Like, no offense against Aaron, but I'm not going to wear the Immortal Rising t-shirt out and about just because.
Oh, with the half naked chick?
Yeah, just because.
Yeah, you can't be walking around with a half naked girl on your shirt.
I'll wear it on streams and stuff, but I don't think I'll wear it like, when I'm out and about. But this, I could get away with wearing this shirt here. So fantastic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Back it right now if you can. $2,225 is what we're at right now. Unmuted cough. And we got 17 backers. We got 29 days left. He made a very, very, very short campaign. So, my goal for this campaign, we got to make it to at least 5,000 before these 30 days are up. I think that's a fair thing. I think we can get there because Sean's a fantastic artist.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think we can get there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night. Tom Tuttle says, thanks for the kind words, fellas. It's easy, Tom, when your work is good. So thank you. Thank you for being good at what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining in tonight. We have been the Comicsgate Commandos. It was a pleasure having everybody here. And we wish you all a good night. And we'll see you next week. Peace out. Have a good one.
Good night, everyone.